Is there something about females that you wanted to know but could never figure out? Are you struggling with relationships? Do you feel like you're being taken advantage of by the women in your life? Do you want to know how to leverage the playing field to your favor? Well, did you know that the female mind and the female psyche are mysterious and unexplored regions like the dark web of the internet? For this reason, men need a method of decrypting or hacking the manipulative psyche or dark web of the female mind. Once a man has a deep understanding of true female nature, he will then be able to hack her programming.
Access granted.
The purpose of this book is to help grown males evolve into men so that they can treat the women in their lives accordingly.
You win.
What's going on, everybody? It's Player Talk Radio. Give me 1 second. Tonight's live stream is going to be a really, really good one. Putting in a lot of work. It's Player Talk. Let's go. All right, we in the building. It's Player Talk Radio. Shout outs to everybody here. I am your gracious host with the most, pulling a super long double stream today. You've been putting in a whole bunch of work within the past couple of days. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the shows and getting a bunch of information from the shows. You know, a lot of hard work goes into what I do. You know, personally, I can tell you that. And, I've been giving you guys the game heavy. You know, the past 3 days. You know, what's going on, Young Jay? Emoji in the building. If you are in the building, can hear me nice and clear. Everything sounds good. You like the lo-fi that I just made on the last show. I'm naming this beat that you guys are hearing Silver Astons, like Aston Martin, Silver Astons. We're going to be on the Xbox later on today, do a video game live. If you guys want me to drop the chat, y'all know what to do. Support, and I'll support back. And definitely drop the link. Well, I'm always supporting you guys too, and vice versa. So I appreciate everybody here. We got a great show tonight. We've been talking a lot about the business side of stuff. You know, being a producer, I got to know this stuff. Also being a rapper and just being anybody that's going into business, you got to know this stuff. But you have YouTubers talking to y'all about a certain type of business. I'm not the best or the hugest big businessman, but when it comes down to music, recordings, equipment, labels, YouTube, podcasting, yes, that's me. Seen a lot of false information being spread out here about something that damn near I get up every day and do damn near, you know. Make sure you guys have a show. Make sure I'm always working. Make sure I got some goals that we need to reach. Speaking of goals, we're going to reach some goals on today's show. Got a great show for you guys this morning. So good morning, everybody. Wake up. DJ Kuda on the wake up. Show's about to start soon. I need to pull up a couple of different windows and stuff. Got to brainstorm so I can do this monologue, shooting from the hip today. So give me 1 second. We're going to get back into it. Let's go. Let's get it. It's Player Talk. We here. It's Player Talk Radio. Shout outs to everybody in the building. Let's get it started. So, in the past 72 hours, 25 hours, 24 hours, whatever, um, we've been seeing Anton Daniels run all up and down, all over the place, talking about a whole bunch of stuff. Really, even as far I'll go as far as to say him super inserting himself in this Just Pearly things debauchery for the past couple of days now. He's been inserting himself in the Just Pearly things debauchery for a couple of days because, like I said, he has an invested interest. He has invested interest because they spend money together. I mean, not spend money together, but they're like, basically business associates. He's invested in her, she's invested in him. I don't know who paid who, but we all know what's going on and what's been going on the last couple of days when it comes down to, just player talk things, And here we have a show with Anton Daniels talking to Just Pearly things about business, about YouTube contracts, if there is such a thing. And I find this interestingly funny because to a certain degree, and look, no offense, they got, respectively what's called successful channels. But a lot of people don't know what the hell they're talking about. On YouTube, anytime you make past 1,000 subs, you're good. You hear what I'm saying? You don't need to be like, and then the audience gets wrapped into it, but y'all don't know anything about subscribers. It's just a number that you look at. Subscribers could be off of luck, it could be off of cosign, it could be off of the algorithm, it could be off of anything. You understand? And it could be off of work. Go hard Skrilla, working very hard. It can mean anything. And it can also mean nothing at all because you'll have channels that got less than 100 something subscribers and they got millions of views. It also means it doesn't mean that everybody's going to subscribe to your channel. You understand what I'm saying? So a lot of people, that subscriber shit's really up for debate, but the only thing that you do need to worry about is just getting over 1,000. All that other shit can fall into place later. I used to be big on subscribers, and now I really just don't give a damn. But I'd rather people do subscribe. There ain't no point. YouTube's going to keep recommending the channel anyway. It's not like you have a certain amount of channels that you can limit or divvy your subscriptions to. So, y'all might as well go ahead and subscribe. A lot of people don't know how to read their analytics. That's another thing. It's just a lot of stuff going on. So if you guys are in the building, I need you to scroll up, hit the subscribe button, and hit the post notification bell. So every time I go live with my shadow banned channels, you guys could understand or you guys will know when I'm live. And I'm live very frequently talking about very interesting stuff. Okay. Now, there's a lot of smoke screens here talking about YouTube contracts. First of all, this ain't a YouTube contract. This is you signing to somebody else's business, and your YouTube channel and their YouTube channel is somewhere in the contract. But no, YouTube did not authorize any of this other than what you're doing on YouTube. That's what YouTube authorizes. These people don't know what the fuck they're talking about. This is not a YouTube contract. This is a recording contract. So you have a lot of these disingenuous company owners and managers and all this other shit that's not going to be real with you because, first of all, they're probably young and don't know what the hell they're doing. And second of all, you don't know what the hell you're signing. You don't know what the hell you're signing. I've told the manosphere countless times, get a microphone, get equipment, change your sound, get representation, get a flag or something like that, for your affiliation and all this other shit. Mind your business and learn about your business and learn about what you're doing. Anybody that gets caught in one of these contracts, I'm just going to laugh at you. Because it's funny as hell. And I like Anton Daniels. I respect his business acumen. He got a lot of stuff a lot of information to throw out there, but this ain't it. This ain't it, champ. This ain't it. You know, I like Anton, but I wouldn't sign to Anton for what? You know, unless and any of these contracts, because 360 deals and all that other weird shit that y'all think y'all know about, it makes sense in the short run. You know, don't sign anything over a year. You know what I'm saying? Anytime you sign, don't sign nothing over a year. These people ain't getting no bonuses. They're not getting none of that. And what I told y'all what was going to happen is they're going to be like, oh, well, you get to use our editors. Oh, well, you get to use our studio. Yo, you get to use microphones. You get to use, yeah. But what's not being talked about is the master recording. You're not a rapper. You're not a whatever. You're not an artist. But guess what? Your voice is on audio, as like how my voice is on audio right now. Your voice is being used. Your voice and what you're doing, what you're saying, your topics and everything, that's used to come up with content. Your voice and your audio recording is the content. And y'all getting blindsided by all these stupid numbers and all these deals. And hey, you get to use my microphone. You get to get my type of sound on your recordings and stuff like that, and my editing. Or you can just go back to using your little crusty phone and doing your live streams. That's kind of what I'm hearing. You dig? Tell you the truth, in this instance, recording on a crusty phone don't sound too bad, given what type of deals a lot of people are signing. And then you're signing to somebody who isn't in the recording business and don't know what they're talking about and don't have no footprint or no reputation. You're signing somebody that just came up in a couple of years. Anton just got here like that. Just Pearly Things, honestly, just got here like that. You signing to people that haven't even known their YouTube channel north of 5 years, my nigga. Okay, tells you all you need to know. You signing to somebody that you haven't known of for more than a year? Sounds just as stupid as marrying somebody that you met last night, don't it? Winging it. So, prior to this video, Anton has been running around the YouTube streets. And I feel bad for him because Lapeef and all them other cats, they're getting double crossed. Like people just using their platform as a launching pad. Trust me, I would know about that. He just got into some shit with Six the Goddess. Like I said, I wouldn't let my wife watch two other women haze me about some shit. And then hold on, y'all. I wouldn't sit back and watch my wife had to hear me getting hazed by two other women from another live stream where I'm talking about two other women and possibly them, or I wouldn't listen to that. And then like honestly, he be talking to Pearl on the phone and all these other women and all this other stuff. Man, I ain't gonna lie, bro. I wouldn't put that out there. It seems like he's spending more money on his business, even though these people are paying him. He has an alibi. Than he is you know what I'm saying, handling business. And then you're protecting this white girl. That's what it's really about. But this white girl is your friend. Cool, we get it. Y'all spend money together. Y'all got certain things tied up within each other that y'all not going to talk about. So I understand what this conversation was. Damage control and for her to really kind of get stuff back off her chest from vacation. Gotcha. Y'all are friends. Cool. I have no problem with Pearly, by the way, nor Anton. This is just me doing content. So let's see if actual real business is talked about or is this bullshit. All right. Don't forget to like and support the show. And make sure you guys sub to the channel. Because like I said, they're not really talking, from what I know, not really talking about nothing. But let me give this another set of ears because I was making music while I did this. So let's see. Let's see what's going on. It's player talk. Let's go.
What's going on is Anton from AntonDaniels.com. I appreciate you guys for continuing to rock with me. We got a special Saturday live stream. I think that it would be good for you guys to be educated about a lot more than what it is that you think things are. But it's an opportunity for you guys. Usually this is actually something that I'd only do for the bag chasers, right?
Okay, so we're gonna get educated on the YouTube business. All right, so we're gonna get educated. All right, let's go.
Hold on. Sorry about that, but I think that it's good for you guys to be educated because usually I would only do this for the bag chasers. So link is in the Patreon as well as pinned to the top of the chat for y'all to be able to join the Patreon. But specifically, you know, it's always a lot of speculation about a lot of things. I see it happening across the internet and things like that. So instead of this being one of those situations where it continues to get messy, specifically, I want to just get down to the nitty gritty of what contracts look like on YouTube. I am a person that specifically does. I hire people, right? I do that type of thing. I bring people in and all of that other type of stuff. And Pearl does also. And so Pearl and I are going to have a conversation.
And they talk on the phone. So this is kind of like, look, just come on the show. I got you. That's really what it is. And just talk about a little bit about what you do and stuff that they already know. Because I've been seeing them when she says stuff, he's smirking because he already knows probably something he already grilled her about. But let me tell y'all something, because this is how people get you. And this is how, I'm not saying that he's a shrewd or a fucked up businessman, but this is how people get you. Not every person that a YouTuber hires does the same thing. Like if you hire me as a sound guy, look, I'm just here to make sure your sound sounds good. I'm not in no recording contract with you. You understand what I'm saying? So when I sign other YouTubers, you have a recording contract with me. A record, it's a record deal, not a YouTube deal. It's still a record deal because even if you're on camera or something like that, which is a pretty good idea, but you can throw the image away and you still need your sound. So keep your eyes on the sound, the record. You're not going to hear anything in this conversation about master recordings. You're not going to hear none of that. They're not going to tell you any of that. So all of this is just jargon talk. Yo, okay, yeah, this relationship that we got is sweet and all, but my content, my property, who owns that content throughout this contract, throughout the term of this contract? They throw all this other shit in your face and not talk about what needs to be talked about first. First things first. Let's go. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. 17 people in the building. Let's try to get at least 3 contributors the first hour. Let's go.
I'm going to go ahead and bring her up, and then we're going to get started. We're going to get it popping. So let me go ahead and bring Pearl up real quick. What's up, P?
Hello.
You back off vacation?
I'm off vacation now. I'm back in business.
You ain't spent enough time vacationing. Seemed like the minute that you went on vacation, it turned into not so much of a vacation.
Well, there might be another vacation coming, you know.
But yeah, I want to get into like the business aspect of YouTube, but specifically, I think the hottest topic probably over the last 3 or 4 days, 4 or 5 days, is contracts, right? And so, you know, I wanted you to come up here and kind of give you a perspective, because it's easy for a lot of people to speculate. And then I'm gonna give my perspective based off of like objectively telling you of whether or not I think you should modify some things, or, you know, how I would do it a little bit differently, maybe, I don't know. But I think it's a lot of speculation, but it's easier to just hear it directly from you, and get your perspective on it versus just doing all of the speculation. So obviously we know that there's a lot of contract conversations going on and things like that. What do you think about the whole situation in general before we get into like different specifics or what we think about contracts in general?
Well, I will say there's a lot of misinformation about the the contracts that are apparently here. So I'd like to say that the numbers that they're using are false.
Mhm.
And I don't really know where they got those from, but um the one I'm trying to like be as broad as possible, but like the one that I wanted to go into like what exactly we add to a contract, if that makes sense. So like a lot of people don't understand like the value added when you sign to a company versus doing it on your own, and like what the difference is. So thought we could talk about that.
Well, let's start there, right? Because before we'd even get into like a specific.
All right, so she's kind of running this like an interview. You know, a lot of people don't understand like what happens when you're added to a company and some of the benefits and stuff. Stop it. Stop it. That's why he stopped her short, because like this ain't no job interview. You know what I'm saying? They're not going to get into I'm telling you this whole time, they're not going to get into the business aspect of no goddamn YouTube. YouTube already, this isn't, you're not signing to YouTube. We're on YouTube right now. This is specifically to her and her business and what's going on. So let's keep the conversation there. Let's go.
Specifics aspect or certain details of a contract. And obviously this is not
shout out
pertaining to
hold on,
anybody
y'all.
that's on any of our
Shout outs.
staff's
Hold on,
contracts
y'all.
or anything like that.
Definitely will. I'm thinking about going back to being a fruit, just doing fruit and water. I've been drinking a lot of coconut water out here, but I ain't gonna lie. The only thing you shouldn't eat in Thailand is coconuts, because they might not be real. Anyway, shout outs to my brother Gold P kicking off the support for tonight's show. Thank you for supporting the show. Well, this morning, thank you for supporting the show. Gold P said, money for the plate. He said, good morning, everyone. Hey, Kuda, I need you to hit us with that vegan convo over there, sir. Most definitely. One of my favorite things to eat over here that's extremely good and vegan is jackfruit. Really good. And people, they fry it over here. It kind of substitute like meat and stuff. It's pretty good. It's pretty cool. Shout outs to Gold P. Thank you, bro. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Actually, I do want to I'm gonna eat some sunflower seeds while we do this show. All right, let's get into it. It's Player Talk Radio. Let's go. Shout outs to Gold P. Definitely will remind me, and I'll drop what I'm doing and definitely go into it. Okay, let's go. It's Player Talk. Let's get it.
We would never have those type of conversations because, you know, that's between us and whoever it is that we're doing business with. However, a lot of people think, or they get these numbers, right? They get these 70-30 numbers or whatever like that. And I personally think it can be a good thing, or it can be a thing that may not be so beneficial depending on the details or whoever it is that you're doing business with. So, for example, you have a very, very, very large platform. Very few people are able to build up to over 1 million subscribers. And so you having that ability to be able to leverage a platform to blow somebody else up is a huge added value that I think that a lot of people don't really take into consideration. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, I would say the biggest thing about like signing with me is you just don't have to do anything like other than show up and talk. So it's I do think like too, you also get all the collabs like that I get. I always try to get like my talents when I have a collab that they can collab with them too.
So they automatically get all of the collabs, they get the editing, they get the
See, they're working with each other because he's selling right now. So they automatically get this, they automatically get that. You see how she struck, and this is after she struck Sarah Garvey's channel, who is basically saying the opposite. Because like I said, it's like slander. So they automatically, how do you get Pearl's collabs? How do you get that? When they want to talk to her, not you. Yeah, right, Gold P. Look, even Gold P giving y'all the game. Right, Aaron B. So they automatically get this, they automatically get that. There's a bonus in there. All you gotta do is show up. That's not true. You gotta unpack equipment, you gotta move chairs, you gotta do stuff, you gotta edit, no, you don't just show up and talk. Bullshit. Bullshit. You better work. The fuck? And see, this y'all problem too, because y'all didn't listen to me when I said go buy some fucking equipment. Now she could dangle equipment in production over your head. Your dumb ass. All right, let's go. I'm starting to get mad. Let's go.
cameras, they get the studios, they get
the studio,
all of the shorts, they
that
get
they
the
could
clips,
buy.
they get everything. So you telling me that the only thing that your people have to do is just show up and talk?
Show up and talk. That's it. Because I always was trying to think of like what I would have wanted to do. Like, because I always think of when I was like 21 or 22, and you could go the route of like learning all this stuff about YouTube, right? And you could learn how to do that. And you know, there's no shame in that. You know, like honestly, in the long term, it's a really good option. But when it comes to I don't know. I was just thinking when I was 21, if I could just show up and talk, it would have been so much easier than learning all this equipment and
If
everything.
when you were 21, you had a YouTube platform, right?
Mhm.
How many subscribers do you think you had?
Maybe no, I think I got it. I started my channel in 2020. I had like 20,000 subscribers for like a year. I was on TikTok for like a year before that, and I almost had 1 million on TikTok. TikTok's a lot quicker though. It's like a different platform.
And so you decided to transition. What made you transition over into more into YouTube? Was it anything in particular, or was it just that, yo, I'm tired of TikTok, or I'm having problems on TikTok? Why did you transition to more into YouTube? Like, why did you start to spend more time trying to build a YouTube platform?
They banned.
Is this business or is this a get to know who I am interview? Because see, Anton views Pearly as an equal. That's why they talk on the phone a lot. You said it's funny how Anton preaches entrepreneurship, running a business, but also condoning people to be slaves for Pearl. Hey, there you go. I thought it was too, James. All right, let's go.
My TikTok. So I was like, okay. And my first video was like a house tour. So basically when I did the house tour, I just saw that the ad rates were a lot better on TikTok.
Yeah, it was more money. It's way more money over here. But I've been on YouTube for a long time too. And it's funny because me and Angry Man, we was talking because he was here in Detroit. And so we were talking in the studio and he was like, yo, it was so much harder because we had to figure it out on the fly. We had to build the plane while we were trying to fly it at the same time. But a lot of people look at the successes, or they look at what they think we make and things like that off of YouTube and things like that. And they think that they know what it takes in order to build a platform. But the thing that I'm always asking myself is, okay, well, if you know it, then how come you haven't done it? Like, how come what that is? What do you think about people that criticize other people that's actually putting the work in? Matter of fact, let me back up. Let me back up for a minute. What is your days like? Like when me and you connected in Miami, because we had actually been talking.
See, he's talking about personal shit. Nigga, talk about business. And there's a such thing about knowing what to do, but it hasn't popped because of the algorithm, tagging, and all kinds of stuff. There's a lot of people that talk and got the best content, but they just probably don't know how to title. They probably just don't know how to pick the right thumbnails. There's little adjustments that you can make. So it's not like these people aren't talking, and they're YouTube is a chance algorithm also, y'all. Eventually you'll get big, obviously, but it can take a while. And then the algorithm is changing. People have benefited off the algorithm change, and they're not benefiting now. TikTok even admit that they can blow anybody up and make anybody big. Big whoop. So this bullshit. What's good on, man, Code? So let's get into it. This is basically a get to know me. I'm not a bad guy. This ain't no business talk.
Talking about connecting for a long time, but it just didn't align with our schedules until we both was in Miami at the same time. What was your schedule like? Because I know, but if I say it, it's gonna seem like I'm biased. What is your schedules like?
My schedule was like, what do you call it? Oh my gosh, that was horrible because they lost my bags too. But I think I did 3 podcasts a day.
But you are biased. You're inserting stories and stuff behind the scenes that we don't know about when nobody asked. With all due respect, I'm just saying, with all due respect, is she your friend? Let's go.
Roughly in Miami, 2 to 3. I would go. I think I did the Saucecast panel. I did a show with the Jedediah Bila chick, and then I did a panel with you guys. So I did 3 panels in one day, and I put together the panel at night myself.
Yeah, I was there.
Yeah, you were there.
Yeah, I was there. But then at the very next day, I think the next day, then you came over to mine. You came over to my Airbnb, and then you was leaving, going to go and do another one. And you was telling me that I needed to go and do another one too. And you was trying to push me at the same time.
Yeah, well, I like making content with you. So I just wanted you to come.
But I mean, your work schedule is crazy. Like even sometimes me and you may FaceTime or whatever like that, and we on completely different time zones. Like right now it's 9:30 at night, where it's 4:30 p.m. Eastern over here. And you in the studio every single time that I'm talking to you. You in the studio every single time I'm talking to you. You in the studio. You spend the overwhelming majority of your time living, eating, and breathing studio.
I live in my studio, actually.
Yeah, I sleep in my studio sometimes. I literally
in
my studio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been such an interesting transition from like doing my own channel to like managing others. And there's just been a lot of like challenges that I tell you about them, didn't really see coming. But yeah, a lot of people don't know how much it takes to like go into it. Like first you have to coordinate everybody, you have to budget, you have to like set up the gosh, there's just so much that goes into it, and like people think that it's just simple, you know.
What do you
Now I'm the same way. Studio rat. I turned my house into a studio, so I'll never be out of the studio, right? No doubt about Pearl works her ass off to a certain degree, or she stays in the studio, right? But guess what? To the guys in the manosphere, do you have a studio? The guys that are about to sign that bogus ass contract, do you have a studio? You have a microphone? Do you have a microphone? Do you have a studio, like an actual studio? Do you have any of that shit? So where are you hanging out? Think about it.
A lot of times, me personally, and then after this, I want to go into the actual contracts. Me personally, I have a lot of problems because I deal with people being late. A lot of people don't work as hard as I work, and that bothers me sometimes. Guests sometimes aren't on time, and panel members aren't on time. Talent is not on necessarily not on time all the time. Sometimes they don't even show, and then you be trying to call and figure out what's going on and things like that. When you think about what it takes in order to run a successful,
this is why we do StreamYards, because what Pearl is doing is the Oprah model. What Pearl is doing is the Montel, Arsenio Hall, Oprah model. This is why sites like StreamYard was invented. So you don't have to put up with any of that stuff. Just look, be by your phone and have a good signal connection or in your studio. So when I drop this link, you can just do that. That's where the convenience of this shit is from and it's for. It's a little bit more challenging when you want to have in-person shows and inviting people down to a studio and people can't find parking and all this other stuff. And they're towing cars and you're doing a late show. Yeah. But that's how you want to run your show. And it's going to take a team. Let's go.
Business, let alone content creation platform. What do you think is the difference between people that look at it as maybe from the talent perspective, like a worker or an employee, and people that kind of look at it from, listen, this is my baby, I'm the entrepreneur? What do you think the mindset is between the two?
I think the difference is people, it's just like a mindset. I don't know. It just, you have to be really passionate about it. Like, you will not get anywhere if you're not passionate about it. So yeah, for me, I just love making content. I love this.
So when you think about, let's get into the contracts, right? And in a general sense, what is your mindset behind like a 70-30 split? What is your mindset behind that?
Well, so for me, it's like there's just a lot of costs that come with it, right? So one, the editors, you get a full-time editor. 2, you get a full-time thumbnail person. So you can literally put out and you get a full-time clipper. So whenever you live stream, we always have clippers that are just like, you put them as an editor on your channel. So they'll just pull the clips for you, title them for you, put thumbnails on it. And then you also have a full-time editor. So if you want to do like some pre-recorded stuff, like we just did a dating show. And so,
you see all these little benefits you're getting. You're getting an editor. You're getting somebody that can do thumbnails as if you don't own a cell phone yourself. You're getting an editor. You're getting somebody that does they clip everything for you. Oh, that's cool. But who owns the raw recording? Because you can do that by yourself if you want to, if you take the time to do it. Editing is a beast. Trust me, I hate it too. So you're talking about all this stuff in depth, but let's see if you'll ever talk about who owns your raw recording, unedited and all that other stuff, in case you don't like certain people's editing style. Oh yeah, because there's a style to editing. You may not like these people's editing style. It may not match with your personality and how you want your content to be out there. It may be a boost, but it might not be the match of what you want. And maybe you could have edited better. Come on, man. Right, Young Jay, definitely. But you got to get somebody that works with you and know your content and really get a relationship with them. Let's get it.
So that takes like 2 days to like really, because it's like an in-depth ton of content type of thing. You also get recruiters. So you get, I think we have like 20 recruiters that we pay, and they get any type of guests that you want. So you can just tell them, hey, I want to do a show with strippers, and then boom, you can get some strippers.
Well, a lot
Or
of people don't realize how hard it. Well, let's go by that point by point, right? So for me, I do a combination of the recruiting myself because I know that if I'm the person that's actually sending a message, or I'm the person that's, because like my recruiting process may be different from your recruiting process, and feel free to share. Or
And it's not professional. It's not professionals. Like right now, Pearl's camera is having her camera is having focus issues. So you see that candle in the background, how it was blurred out before she moved? That's because they don't know how to focus the camera to keep it on her and not mess up what's called the depth of field. My bad, y'all. I mean sunflower seeds. Don't trip. So now she's looking at it. Her depth of field is gone. And now she's blurred out because it's focusing on the back where it should be a depth of field. See, when you live stream and some shit go down when you live stream, you can't help that. But her camera's malfunctioning right now because it's not set right. It's not set to focus on her and give her that depth of field professional look anymore. Now she's looking at it and she's realizing, okay, damn. She needs somebody to help her fix her camera at this point. Shout outs to Tech Rail in the building, and shout outs to Go P giving more game in the building. Yeah, let's talk about that one wheel. It's hard as hell to balance on that one wheel and point a camera. It takes talent, it takes skills, it takes coordination. Let's go.
Or not share certain secrets if you don't want to. But my recruiting process is I have people on my staff that actually recruit, and I make sure that my studio is actually in the downtown area where I can go and interact with people on a regular basis. And then I build relationships, and then I wind up recruiting certain people. And then I might even be sending some DMs myself because I know that me sending the DM actually makes it a little bit more credible. Or I'll give my account to somebody else for them to send certain DMs while I'm taking care of somebody else. How hard do you think it is of recruiting?
Recruiting, we finally just figured it out. Oh my gosh, that was the hardest part, though. I will say recruiting, because one, it's expensive. Like it's hard to do. Yeah. So the way we set it up is we have a website, and the recruiters can see on the website. It's like a back end, like it's not public. It's just to us, and the recruiters see if there's like slots available for the week. And so then they basically go in and they book the person. So they'll like put 3 or 4 guests, whatever they want to do. They'll sign up, and all the topics are like listed there. Does that make sense?
But do you how do you deal with like even when people sign up but they don't necessarily show up because you may not have enough people or you may have too many people? How do you deal with that?
You book double. So I always want. I was loud. Oh, sorry. My that's our new assistant. Her name's Helen.
Shout out to Helen.
I think Blackthing's watching. He's like a perfectionist. So if there's anything that he doesn't like, you'll know.
No, I'm with it.
What was I talking about?
No, you were saying you book double.
So my rule of thumb is if 10 girls say they're gonna come, 5 will show up. Men are a little bit better when it comes to like flake rate. Like I'd say men 70% of the time will show, 60.
I never get guys that cancel. I get girls that flake out, or they'll just be super duper late a lot of different times. So, but you see, your process is a little bit different than mine because I'm at the point where I think I just want to have regular people reoccurring a little bit more until I do this new show that I'm working on. But I'm having regular people reoccurring that I'm working on a little bit more. but you have new people rotating in and out on a regular basis, and so it's a lot more difficult for you. And I see why you have to book double.
Yeah, it depends. Like we have an incentive for new guests just because it helps us build like the database of guests. We used to have more of like a recurring, but recently we had to rebuild like the whole database because we were using a company and the company wasn't really filling the slots. So it just,
So you
and then we
had to,
had,
you literally had to pay a company to recruit for you.
yeah, I tried it for like a couple, like 2 months, but they just weren't filling the slots. We kept having to cancel shows. So yeah, I paid them and like then I would kept having to like fill all the slots myself because I will recruit like the first I think in June or July I stopped recruiting like full time. And if it's like a big panel, I'll like handpick who I want on it. You know, if it's like we have a good guest in town or whatever. But when it comes to like recruiting, yeah, they just kept not filling the slots, so I had to let them go. But then we were kind of at square one because one, I lost my Instagram. So I
Oh
all of
yeah,
my
yeah,
old
yeah.
contacts
You did. You did.
recruiting before were gone. I was like, no, no, why,
Yeah,
God, why?
yeah,
And
yeah.
then they stopped recruiting for us. And so they weren't gonna just like give us their list, you know, we stopped using them. And then yeah, so we had to Blessing is a godsend. Oh my gosh, I speak so highly of this man because he's
What
a
is
godsend.
blessing? Okay, blessing is like incredibly loyal. What does blessing do? What is blessing's position? What is blessing? We hear about blessing all the time, but blessing don't like being on camera. Give us a little bit of insight, just a little bit of insight on blessing.
All right, hold on. Let me see if this. Okay, it's working now. Again, y'all, is this about business or is this about getting to know me? And I'm not a bad person. We get that. Business though. Let's go.
Blessing was our like producer full time, and we just promoted him, so now he manages. So he's training another producer, and he's a little bit more into management. So yeah, he just got
So you
promoted.
running a full in-house staff.
Mhm. Yeah, because my goal is I want to leave this studio in London. So my goal is I want my talents to be able to like keep this studio here, and then I can go to Chicago and I can just leave it because I'm like, ugh,
Sounds like what I said before. Your job isn't to show up and just talk. You got to do domestic stuff around the studio. She wants to build a studio up so it can run itself. Sound like you're going to be doing more than talking when you show up. Just saying.
I don't want to handle
No,
this.
I told you, not Chicago.
Not Chicago. Well, my dad has the compound.
Yeah, your dad has a compound that you can use. And look at this. Anton can't even lie good. No, come on, man. We talked about that. Not Chicago. Come on. This is horrible acting, bro. You like, come on, man. Y'all are friends. Let's get it. Yeah, this ain't about YouTube Gold P. Yeah, let's talk about anime and stuff like that. Oh, I heard Mandalorian was good. Look at this anime. Hold on, y'all. Look at this anime called Berserk. Thank me later. Blessing her African slave. She said he was late. He was late. He be late. He'd be on African time. Sound like he's doing more than expected, right? Yeah, you haven't heard anything about business. This is not business at all. Yeah, just the ins and outs. Yep. All right, let's go.
I don't know. We'll see.
I know. I know that, but that's why they got flights, and you can stay in Chicago is much closer than Nashville to Chicago or London, Chicago, right? It don't take as long to get over there. Whereas you can set up in Nashville, you can set up in Florida somewhere. It's much easier to recruit talent in those locations specifically. It's much better from a tax perspective, from looking at it in a business sense. But see, you like being close to family. You
Well,
homesick.
it kind of, I mean, it'll depend. So I have, it depends how big. If there's two routes I could go here, right? We could have locations in different cities, and that's something we're like kind of playing around with, but I would need someone to like manage. Like I just don't see myself like if we go that route, it has to be someone else managing it. It's not going to be me because it's going to stress me out too much. And my goal is to get out of management and be able to just be more of like a talent. Um,
It's never gonna
but
happen though, right?
never.
I think I'm having trouble transitioning. Like right now, I'm starting to move away from and starting to do more of the. I can't stay away. It's almost like the minute that I replace myself, I find something else for me to do, just because I love what I do. Like I love creating content. I love new stuff. I love working, and it's hard. Although I do hope you do, because like I know you even did a live stream. We ain't even got to talk about personal conversations. You did a live stream talking about all of the health issues that come along with overworking, right? And it is like I'm an insomniac at this point. I'm only sleeping 3-4 hours a day on a regular basis. I know that you don't hardly sleep because you're always working, and even when you're on vacation and you're not necessarily on vacation. So it's just hard. It's hard to turn it off once you're so used to working and running and living in a studio and stuff like that. It's very, very hard.
Well, but a lot of times, like the stuff I do as work is more of the management stuff. But like I love making content. I love putting together videos. So it's funny because people will be like, "Oh, you work a lot," but to me, it's like fun. I just enjoy doing this.
All right. So let's get into the nitty gritty, right? Because I'm sure we'll come back to it, because I could talk about this type of stuff all day, right? This is the type of stuff that we talk about when we're on the phone or whatever. But let's go into contracts. So I want to go into some of the stuff you already said. You said you get an editor, which a lot of people, or editors, a lot of people clearly don't understand how much time it takes for a lot of people to edit a video, especially whole shows, especially interviews, especially panels or anything like that. I think that the editing process is probably the thing that kills most channels, because most people can't. They would rather just get on a camera and talk and be the content, or be the talent, versus having an editor. You said they have an editor, which that's very expensive for me, because I have 2 editors. And then you said they get a thumbnail person. Now, a lot of people probably will take the thumbnail person and they will say, well, that's not that big of a deal. Tell me how big of an impact it is to have a person that specifically creates thumbnails for the video.
Well, because I call them clippers. I made up that word. I don't think it's like official. But the clippers will pull clips from either long videos or streams. So these are like 5 to 12-minute clips, and they'll put a thumbnail and like a title, and they do everything. And we do 10 a day.
They'll do 10 a day?
Yeah, 10 a day. I think we might have rolled back on a couple channels to maybe 5 to 7 a day. But so if you're here and you put out enough content, like they'll do 10 a day for you. And we also appease, like we really like to give a lot of creative freedom to the people that work here. So if you have like a video idea, like I'll pay to put it together and we'll try it. If you have, if you are, filming it, like if someone's filming so much that one editor isn't enough, I'll get you a second. It's not a big deal. Like I'm here to give as many resources to the people working here so they can just sit down and do nothing and just film.
All right. So kind of give me some of the details of like a contract. Let's say I'm Anton, right? And
do y'all like y'all boss saying, yo, you just come here and you can do your content and you can just sit down and do nothing? So as the talent, you just sit down and do nothing. You didn't come up with any topics. You didn't come up with anything. You just show up and get paid to sit down and do nothing. So King Riches, you sit down and do nothing?
you don't, or you know me, but you don't know me. Like you don't know me as the business Anton. You just know Anton, right? So Anton comes and Anton has a channel of 100, let's just say 40,000 subscribers, 50,000 subscribers, right? And then you would offer me a contract. What would the details of that contract look like? And I'm like, I don't want to edit. Listen, I just want to come in. I want to cook up. I want to do what it is that I want to do as far as like talk about what I want to talk about. I want to blow my channel up. I don't make a whole lot of money on YouTube. I know that most people on YouTube, on average, makes less than $1,000 a month. That is a fact. Most people on YouTube make less than $1,000 a month. The overwhelming majority of people. So even though people may have a decent amount of subscribers, they don't make enough money to where they can quit their job or anything like that. So, you know, I'm coming in and I'm trying to blow my channel up. What would that look like for me? Or what would a standard contract look like for me?
Well, it depends. So you're making 1K a month on YouTube?
Well, let's assume that I am.
Yeah, 1K a month. See, I'm a bit new. I'm a bit new to it. So what I would look at is I'm always trying to give them the resources to cover what they're already making, so their like lifestyle doesn't go down.
Mm-hmm.
Way that I do that is I look at other channels that are similar and I'll project like how much I think they could make, and look at percentage. I don't know. It just depends, because it also depends, like you just want to do nothing, right?
I just want to come in and talk. Like I just want to talk. I want to drop videos on a regular basis. I want shorts to give me some more visibility to blow my channel up. And see, it's really not even fair using me because I know too much. Like I know the impact of what you you know, how you market certain things in order to get more visibility so that you can get more people to move over into the other long form content. I know too much, right? But I'm trying to dumb it down just for people that have no clue or no understanding of what it does for you when you have a machine behind you, when you have
Okay, my stream deck is hitting this thing. All right, my bad, y'all. I wanted to let you know with this situation, right? That there is no way to quantify what they're talking about. Like, for example, she was saying, I'm gonna guesstimate or guess how much you'll be able to make or whatever, and looking at your subs and stuff like that. Both her and Anton just got here. They haven't been on YouTube, so they're just guesstimating and they know stuff and they have success. I get it, right? But what you don't understand is in the manosphere, in certain places, what type of content you do in the manosphere, you could be a channel that's at like 500, 700 subscribers. And you could be getting support from 500 and 700 subscribers. Because y'all don't understand how your channel appears in the algorithm. You have channels that got millions of subs, but they've built their channels off of pre-records and other different niches and subjects that if they were to go live right now, they're not going to have 1 million viewers, much less 1 million contributors. So you guys are just guessing. You guys don't know what you're talking about, especially certain content. In the manosphere, you can have about 500 subs and have a bunch of contributors because these are audience members that you've built a relationship with, and you create content on the daily and certain type of content, and you deliver this type of content. Okay? You deliver this type of content and you've built a relationship where it's like, yes, I'm going to be talking about rough subjects. I'm going to be talking about certain things. I got a really great relationship with myself and my audience, that this is the type of relationship that we have. Not somebody guessing, well, you only have 45 subs, so you can do this or you can do. You don't know that. Y'all just got to YouTube. It's a lot to learn. Whereas you got dudes that got millions of subs that don't get supported as much as a Manosphere channel. I think you should know this because both of you guys, to a certain degree, Anton really doesn't, but he does, do Manosphere content. So it ain't no, I'm just going to guess how much your channel is going to do and try to pay you accordingly. It don't work like that. Where you can have a 751 subscriber channel and you're very loved and you deliver fire content in the Manosphere. So you got to know about your audience. You got to know about your niches. And you also got to build a relationship and rapport and build a relationship with your audience on a deeper level. That's business. What I'm talking about is straight up business. I'm not talking about, no, hey, I'm just going to guess how much you could actually leverage and all this other stuff. No, you got people that are under 1,000 subs that can sustain themselves on YouTube. Y'all just got here, man. You got to learn a thing or two about a thing or two, but let's go.
Have editors and clippers and all of these different people and producers and the cameras. What was somebody that let's remove the 40,000. Let's say I'm a person that come to you. You notice that I'm a halfway decent talent. I have no channel or nothing like that. What does that look like for me?
You have no channel?
No channel. You got to build me from scratch. I'm a Build-A-Bear.
I'd probably do like percent.
How much?
Because 20%.
Okay.
Because I like 5 to 10K a month on you.
So you spending $5,000 to $10,000 a month on me?
And I usually do 3 years with like a 6 month to 1 year out clause. But it also
why would you do it?
Y'all are really gonna listen to that bullshit? Do you think you need to spend 5 to 10? Somebody's telling you you need to get a receipt then. Somebody tell you they're spending 5 to 6K a month on you? Bullshit. I call bullshit. Bullshit. And this is the type of shit y'all get locked into when y'all don't fuck around and listen and go buy some damn equipment and run a business and run your own business and figure out how much. You're not spending no 5 to 10K a month on nobody, man. That's your fucking paycheck, if that. Trying to guilt trip you and make you feel bad. Oh, she's spending 5 to 10K a month on me. I really do need to appreciate her. No, nigga, go get you a mic. That 5 to 10, you could, as an employee, I will ask you for that 5 to 10K a month that you're spending on me so I can take my ass home and go build a damn studio. The fuck out of here. It's a lie. And if it ain't, that's even worse.
6 months to 1 year out clause. I think that that's a bad deal for you.
Well, I just, if in case anything goes wrong, I don't know.
I don't think you should do that.
Okay, what would you do? What would you say?
I would structure it completely different, right? I would say, okay, this is how I would do it. First, I would do it differently because I wouldn't have them have their own channel under me, right? I would let them have whatever it is that they wanted to do for themselves. The difference, though, is that you don't get to use my resources for your channel, right? The visibility that comes along with working with me, being promoted on my channel, whatever, and so on and so forth. So the percentages, I would do my percentages completely different, right? The way that I would do my percentage is, I already understand that you utilizing my platform to get more visibility because you don't even have a platform. You don't have that much visibility. You don't have no motion. So anytime you associating with me or you utilizing my platform, you getting the benefit of it, not necessarily me, right? So I would let you have your own platform. Like, I wouldn't take a cut from your platform at all. You can have it completely. Now, we can do it 2 different ways. Either we can create a completely new platform and we can partner.
And that right there is bullshit. And I told y'all too, y'all try to say she don't own King Riches and all their platform. Actually, she does. Anton is up here telling her how he would separate it. But here's the thing, Anton. You bring supporters to her channel also. Somebody that never watched her channel that may like you, no matter how small you are, you bring them to her channel and keep them on her channel so they can see you, either alone or together. So that don't work neither. Again, figure out how YouTube works.
Partner with it. So you're going to be the face of it. You're going to be the talent of it. You're going to be the person that's talking on a regular basis. And then you can use my resources in order to do it. And then we can just split it 50-50. But we're going to be 50-50 in that platform forever. You don't get to have it. I don't get to have it. If we want to renegotiate, I can buy you out later or something like that.
But y'all still have yet to talk about who keeps the master recordings. Peep game. Yeah. We'll talk about that shit later. Who owns the content? Who owns the content?
Like that, and that's cool. But if I would start everything that we do, I would have it to where we are going to be partners in this thing forever until. But if you want to use my resources for your platform, then that's a completely different conversation. That's how I would do it.
So it's interesting because I have it like after 3 years, it's yours. You can keep it.
Right, which I think that's a bad deal for you, honestly.
Yeah, well, because
you already done built it up.
Because in my head, I just never want someone that doesn't want to be there. You know what I mean? Like, I'm never gonna try to like keep someone in something they don't want to be in.
Well, the reason why it works better this way is because you remove anything that they can say negative about you, because now they have a vested interest in their own success. See, if your channel fails, or you're not making the type of money that you want to make, then that's on you, because now we take an equal risk, right? Your channel was your channel, so now you can't blame me for anything that you doing wrong, right? But if we in this thing partner,
she not really listening to him because she's like, it don't work like that. It don't work like that. Look how she looking at him. She's like, no, it don't work like that. What Anton is saying makes no damn sense. Y'all are still joined together. It don't work like that. And if your channel fails, it's not just your fault if that person's a part of your channel, because that person can say some racial shit or say something on your show. And again, who owns the content?
and then we say, well, this channel is only making this amount of money or so on and so forth because it's completely separate from my platform and your platform, but it make whatever it make. And then we remove, see, I think your one issue, Pearl, if I had to criticize how it is that you do something, your one issue is that you don't take into consideration the costs that you're incurring while putting together other people's platforms. So the way that I would do it, that I would say, listen, this is the cost of what it takes in order to run your channel, right? We can split it, or you can take less risk, or you can take more risk. We can do 70-30, we can do 50-50, or we can do 75-25 in your favor. But the difference is that you're going to have to take all of the risk along with me, right? That's the difference, because then it removes any excuses. It removes any complaints. If it fails, it's because you didn't work it. You didn't do what you were supposed to do, because we still going to move over here and we still got the machine to help promote you. But the difference is that I take expenses out total, right? So let's just say, for example, we bring some a talent over here specifically for your platform, and it costs us X amount of dollars in order to do so. That X amount of dollars is supposed to come out of the total revenue that channel is generating, and then we split down after that whatever it is that we make from that. So if we're going to do a 50-50 partnership, then that means that we're going to remove the costs and all of the what marketing, promotion, whatever it costs in order to take it out of that. And then we're going to bust down that bag separately. But I think that you incurring all of the costs, which means that you are responsible for the entirety of the contract, which then makes them be able to give you 100% of the blame as a disgruntled employee or a person that didn't like their particular contract. I think when you make them have a vested interest in whatever it is that happens in this thing, it also gives them a responsibility. And
what Anton is talking about is an even worse contract. That should sound good on paper, but that's an even worse contract than what Pearly got. Because that's not true. He's talking about some y'all channels and y'all associations aren't going to be together. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Not making no sense. So Anton done lost me with this one. All right, let's go. And I respect his business acumen, but this, no. Y'all don't know how to build this model. Y'all are YouTubers also. You, Anton, and Pearl can't guarantee the machine is going to be behind that person forever. You're hiring somebody on a volatile standard. Because with the flip of a switch, the machine don't got to fuck with you no more. With the flip of a switch, your channel can be gone. God damn.
it removes any kind of accountability on your end, because you can't say that I didn't do my part.
Oh, so you have the after the expenses that you split it.
100%.
That's so much. That's probably a better way to do it, honestly. Oh my gosh, that's so much better.
I would do it differently, because first of all, they already benefiting off of you. They benefiting just from the fact that they get association and they get visibility to go along with it. Like, that's visibility that most people.
Now, as a businessman, I know you got to cut the leeches off to cut costs. But what Anton is leaving out is that she's greatly benefiting off of them. It's like a pimp and a hoe. A pimp never tells the hoe for sure that he needs the hoe and his dough, that he may need her more than she needs him, or vice versa. Because if all of those dudes leave, Pearly can't upkeep the machine aside from who she's paying and replacing people. So again, oh, never mind. Anyway,
people would pay for. People pay to have their artists and other artists' videos or to do song with them, right? The people that have the level of visibility that you have, I would be charging people. I would be charging them. What do you mean? We blowing you up. Give me an artist, or not an artist. Give me one of your talents, or somebody. You don't have to say their name specifically, but give me somebody within a 4 month, 3 month, 6 month, 1 year window. How many subscribers can you grind them up to? Give me a real life scenario of that.
Auntie started in October, and I think I could do it faster now because the scheduling I was really bad at for a while, but she got 40,000 subs in like 3 months.
40,000. Do you know how hard it is for most people to get 40,000 subs in 3 months? You know how hard that is? Well, you know how hard it is.
Michael, I think, started at like.
and this is where the dumb shit starts to fucking lose me, because think about this, man. How much people don't understand YouTube. Somebody that got 40,000 subs in 3 months, that's a scary and risky investment. Y'all looking at subs the wrong way. Somebody got 40,000 subs in 3 months or 4 months. That's a risky investment, because the channel niche and stuff and the topic could be hot, or one video or two is what's funneling a lot of people in to monetize that person. That doesn't mean that person got 40,000 in experience points. Give them another channel, see if they can do it again. That don't mean they got that in experience points. People's channel blowing up like that, that's scary, because they don't know how to maintain it. They got to learn some stuff too. Once that 40K gets shaved off, they probably walk away with like 29,000 subs. Plus, YouTube Shorts is blowing people up like that. Your friend Angry Man Anton got that amount in a couple of months, more than 40,000 subs. But guess what? He's a veteran and he's been here. So that's a sure bet. Some new motherfucker that just, man, come on, man. You one video away from getting 40,000 subs. Oh, but y'all know YouTube. Okay. All right, let's go. Let's get it.
30,000, and he might have been a little higher, 40, 50, and he's at 70 now. So like 30,
listen, people, I lose money on certain people just because I'm too nice. Like I give people, you know, a lot of times. And another thing that I think you're doing wrong is that you already signing them before, without making them prove themselves. Like for me, you got to be around. I got to see how you are. I got to see how you move, how you work with the team or whatever. It's almost like you an intern without even knowing you an intern. A lot of people don't even know that I'm watching them or I'm paying attention. You know what I'm saying? They just around. Sometimes they might jump on the panel and so on and so forth. Like I let people show who they are without any obligation from me whatsoever. And then I start to evaluate, okay, listen, I don't even say nothing to them yet. I just be like, hey, listen, here's some money. Yo, I appreciate you for hanging out here. You know what I'm saying? Doing what you do, adding value or whatever. And everybody that's rocking with me, they has come on my team organically. Nobody has just come on my team as a result of, hey, listen, I'm going to fill out a resume or so on and so forth, unless I'm looking for an editor or unless I'm looking for somebody specifically. I recruit completely different. I recruit completely different. So for me, I believe that you should literally
All right, my bad, y'all. I'm moving around. I'm eating sunflower seeds listening to this shit. Jay Prince then broke bad on Anton, which is fucked up. But anyway, shout outs to my brother Robert Benjamin again. Hold on. Shout outs to my brother Robert Benjamin dropping the $10 on the super chat and doubling back and dropping it on the Cash App. Thank you so much, brother. I'm about to give y'all the game just because he here. And look, I'm gonna tell y'all right now. Most people don't know how YouTube works. All right, check it out. The shout outs to Rob. Thank you, bro. I'm up here with a mouthful of sunflower seeds. My bad, y'all. And it must have been the YouTube shorts. Yes, sir. You can monetize shorts now, but it's a lot different. And the pay scale is a lot different too. All right? All right, now let's get it. Give me 1 second, y'all. I'm doing stuff in the background, but I'm listening. And I need to finish these damn sunflower seeds. Hold on, y'all. Hold on, y'all. Thank you again, Rob. Thank you, bro. We're going to get into this. And listen, this ain't no shade at Anton or Pearly things. I like both of them, but come on, man. We got to keep it 100. What's going on, freshest in the class? Pastor in the building. Everybody in the building. Let's go. Let's get it.
Really have them take on the costs, and then it removes any kind of responsibility that come along with that. Or they can do it the other way, right? Because I think that the way you're doing it is fine. If you say, the only problem I say with you is, I think that that 6-month clause, but they get to keep their shit, out the window. I'm not doing it. 1 year, out the window. I'm not doing it. Because then, listen, all you're doing is you building up their channel for them to be able to walk away and say, well, okay, thank you. Haha. But you spent $5,000, $10,000 a month continuing to promote it, push it, edit it, all the associated costs to go along with it. I wouldn't do it. No way. No way.
Yeah, I probably should have did it after expenses, but never even thought about that. But that's the other thing. Like, people just don't understand how much it costs to like blow people up that quick. Like, it's expensive.
Give me an idea and a general idea. Well, first of all, kind of give me an idea of, and you don't have to if you don't want to, because you don't even know I'm gonna ask you this. Kind of give me an idea of what your life was like mid-year last year, 2022, because everybody think you just been rolling in the money the whole time.
Oh gosh, no. And I had less than $10,000 in my bank account in November of this year.
Of last year?
No, or yeah, like 5 months ago.
You had less than $10,000 in your bank account in November 2022.
Yeah, because I had I had this amazing producer. Like, Blessing is literally so I big up him all the time because he's so talented, and I just felt like, give him the tools. Let him, like, whatever he wants to get it. That's just how I felt, because I felt like he could get me to a level that like no one else could, because no one else has as good of a producer as me. That was just my opinion. So
you spent all of your money on doing, like, any money that you was making. What were you doing with it?
I was just reinvesting it. I would say December was like the first month that I really took anything home, because that Tate, well, they like robbed us on that, but the Tate video did do well in the first day or two before they demonetized it. But
now wait, stop there. Talk about that.
My Blessing.
Like, talk about that, because the Tate, how many views is the Tate video at?
So many. I was robbed. I spent so much money on that video and they robbed me.
How much money? Well, no. How many views does it have? Like, if you had to guess today.
I think it's like 4 or 5 million on the full thing. Maybe 4. I'm guessing 4.
But here's the key though. How did they rob you?
They demonetized it after like 2 days. So they age restricted it and then like censored it. So yeah, it basically was done after like a week.
So you didn't even really make no money. You actually lost money on the whole Andrew Tate interview.
No, I would say through the clips, I definitely.
No.
But
I'm talking about on the front end of the main video. You didn't make no money really off that video, off the AdSense revenue.
not a lot. I did make. I don't want to. I did. I was in the group.
Don't say the real numbers, but just in general, give us an idea of it.
Well, I don't want to say what I like. We paid some of the talent to come on that one, and then we also paid. Oh my gosh, no, I probably was in the negative because I lost all the money from Dubai. Because my assistant at the time.
Because you had to switch it from Dubai to London.
Yeah, and my assistant didn't get trip insurance on any of it. Oh my gosh, I was so mad. And so I lost like probably 10, 15 grand because we were all supposed to go to Dubai.
I remember.
And
because it was supposed to happen in the beginning of December.
Yeah, and then freaking it got what happened? We went to my passport expired within 6 months. I didn't know I couldn't get into the country, so my manager went there and he got detained and they wouldn't let him in. And so I was like, okay, if he got detained, they're not letting me in, And so then we had to cancel that whole trip. And then he was so nice, he came to London, and we were able to like pull it off. But yeah, I would say I made a little bit, but like I probably broke even close to on that video.
A lot of people think that just because it get views that you automatically generate revenue from every single video. People don't understand that. I don't think that they really understand the YouTube game. I know that you said that back in the middle of last year, you was actually your account was in the negative.
Yeah, in July of last year, because I didn't like, people don't understand this stuff blew up so fast. So I went from like if you look at my streams from a year ago, I was struggle streaming. Okay. I was like, guys, how does the sound whatever. And so then I'm like 6 months in, I started hiring people and I didn't take into account that YouTube pays you late.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they pay you a month. They pay you a month after.
Yeah, and I agreed to pay them at the end of the month, which they would expect, right? And so then I'm like, oh shit, YouTube doesn't pay me for that month until. Oh, I was so mad. And so I had to put it on a credit card. Like, I mean, I'm really lucky. Like at the end of the day, if anything goes south, like my dad's, he would never like let anything crazy happen.
Mm-hmm.
But still, I don't really enjoy at 26 being like, Dad, help me, and he's not super fond on doing that.
And it's funny because I remember I was on the phone with you one day and I was like, yo, Pearl, you need to spend some money and have some fun and stuff like. Do you remember that conversation?
Yeah.
And I'm like, Pearl, you need to spend some money and you need to have some fun. And I told people this a long time ago, and you was like, well, I told people this now about this conversation that we had a long time ago, and you was like, Anton, it ain't really rocking like that. Like I got people to pay, I gotta produce, I gotta continue to invest in the equipment. How much, what is the cost to like buy cameras, equipment?
Now everybody want to have this equipment conversation, man. Manosphere can kiss my ass. Let me tell y'all something, man. You signing to somebody that doesn't even really know YouTube like that for 3 years. Come on, man. Struggle Stream did come from our sector. Definitely came from our sector. What's going on, Ghost Man? This shit is crazy, man. 32 people, 33 people in the building. Let's try to get 3 supporters. Let's get it. It's Player Talk Radio. Let's get it up. Let's go. We're going to get into the game because I'm not hearing nobody say, okay, who gets to keep the content? Master recordings. Come on now. We're going to Alpha. Who gets to keep the content? Master recordings. Anton talked about some, you need to charge them and stuff like that. She's bribing them with the studio. That's where the charges are coming from. Y'all not talking about the shit y'all need to talk about, and that's wrong. Let's go.
And all of that other type of stuff. What do you think about that?
I'd like to say one thing. I'm not on welfare, guys. They're like, Pearl saying she's on welfare. I'm not on welfare. All right, say that. Let's not draw that conclusion, my lord. I spent over $100K on equipment. Over.
You spent over $100,000 on equipment. But you betting on yourself. Everything that you got, you basically reinvested back into yourself.
Yeah, I just see the long run. You know what I mean? Because I was like, if I can get a couple, talents to be really successful, if I can get my thing going, I was like, it can all pay for itself in the long run. And I was like, if I buy the equipment once, like, then I don't, it's not like I'm gonna have to buy it again. But then Blessing always has a new project. So what I realized is when you hire a production genius, he always has a new project. So I had to banish him from the credit card for this is banishment.
Okay, so let's go back to like different contracts and stuff, right?
Oh my gosh. Say one thing, guys. I've been very honest about how much my dad has invested into the channel. My dad did help me in the beginning. He gave me $5,000, but after that, like, I've spent my own money and it's not been my dad's.
What about okay, so let's come back to these contracts. Like, why do you think that people are complaining about the contract? Well, not even people. One person is complaining about a contract.
I don't think that person realized that I spend $5,000 to $10,000 a month. So I think from maybe their point of view, being cheap, possibly. But just at this point in my life, I'm not trying to like stress out. I don't want to be super stressed. And to me, putting a bunch of people on, which he was actually incorrect about.
Wait, hold on, y'all. She told you that she spends that on one of her, on you personally. She said everybody that she got over there, she spends about $4,000 to $5,000 on them a month. I call cap. So how is she only spending $5,000 to $7,000 a month? Now she got all those people over there that she's spending $5,000 to $7,000. I mean, $4,000 to $5,000 on them equally a piece a month. These are her words, not ours. It costs a lot of money to blow people up. Let me ask y'all a question. Who blew up because of Pearly Things? I know O'Shea blowing up now because that's all he does. But who blew up because of Pearly Things? Who has Pearly blew up? Who has Pearly blew up? That's a lot of fucking money. She probably is burning up money. That's out of the, that's out of the equation. But she's looking for that one talent to hit. And that'll, if she's in the red, which I don't think she is, I think she's doing well, but that'll get her all her money back and then some. But guess who won't be seeing that money? The talent. Because then you're gonna hear, well, you use my studio. Well, I've been paying $5,000 a month for you, and how long you've been here? Share with us. Ours. You did? It is what it is. Respect the jokes, man.
About the other contracts, like the numbers he gave were just off, and even I don't want to like talk about people's numbers. But
No, don't talk about other people's numbers, because in my opinion, he should have never even been talking about other people's numbers in the first place. Yeah. But go ahead.
But I think from his point of view, I was maybe trying.
And he was getting lowballed. Now, Anton doesn't like the guy. So Anton is being biased right now because prior to this interview, he wasn't like this with the guy, Saurabh Garvey. He didn't curse him out. Well, he was kind of cursing him out, but he was being very rude to Saurabh Garvey for protecting himself and saying what he's saying. But as you can see, Anton can't even hide it. He be on the phone with Pearl daily. You know? Because you never know how big she may get. So you got to be her friend and be around her all the time now. They're the best of friends now. Inseparable, right? So he has an interest into being on her side and being her friend. Maybe he's trying to manage her. Pearl has a whole manager that she can have this conversation with. And this is like day one type of stuff. Come on, man. Use your thinking cap.
Trying to lowball him or like cheap shot him. But that was just never my intention. It was just right now we're cash low and we're not doing those type of contracts. Maybe in the future we will, but just right now we can't because we just bought all this equipment. And it was more like every person I sign, I really have to think, will I bet on them? Because I spend $5,000 to $10,000 a month between recruiters. You know, I pay new intern Helen, new producer, there's just so many people. And yeah, and it's just it wasn't like a personal thing. It was just right now we can't do it. Maybe in the future we could. And also,
then,
can I say
go ahead? You can say whatever you want to say.
Because this is another thing that they say. They say like my management makes all my decisions for me or whatever. My management doesn't own the channel. So the difference between like a Daily Wire and me is like the Daily Wire, like when they sign someone, like that's their channel. They own it, and then the person like works for them. Where me, it's like it's my own channel and he's a contractor. So I think I use the word wrong. Like I think he'd probably be more of a consultant, but I always say manager.
Mm-hmm.
And he also doesn't work at the Daily Wire anymore. I don't know why everyone says that. He doesn't work there.
So you got to pay your manager too, though.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it's a lot, but
it's a like whole lot.
Yeah. Oh, and they get management too. They get like his consulting every month too.
Pearl, I think you need to cut costs, honestly.
No, I do.
Honestly, like if I'm running the business, I'm running it completely. But I mean, I have the benefit of being a 40-year-old man that is also built and started up multiple different businesses across different industries. I've worked all the way up and through corporate America. I understand exactly the difference between running a small business or a startup versus operating within a large facility.
What's going on, Nightish? He's trying to get her to hire him. He up here caping hard as hell to try to get a job. I don't knock it, Anton. ABS always be selling. I get it. Don't pump the brakes. ABS always be selling. But you're trying to get Pearl to hire you and like it's bruh. You're telling her all of this shit on air when she has your personal number and y'all talk off air. So you're trying a little too hard to get her to hire you as the manager, man. Her manager is white. What's going on, Tappa? Shout outs to Nightish in the building. They're going to stick together, man. Y'all not even talking about business. Who owns the content? Who owns the content? Who owns the content? Who owns the content? Do they get a master's? What's in the contract? What are the terms? Do you have to count the streams? Do they get royalties? Do they get money on the front end and money on the back end? Do they get credits? You're not running a YouTube business. You're running a recording business after a while. And when people start folding on you, you'll understand what type of business you're running. Their intellectual property is recorded. You have these people's recordings at your studio. If all they're doing is coming there and talking, then it's definitely a recording contract. You paying somebody to show up at the studio and having resources at the studio that they can take advantage of.
And you're operating like a large company. Like you're growing like a large company, which is a good thing. But then at the same time, I think it can be because you don't see what you don't see, right? And I'm not even talking about just from an operational cost perspective. You can't see the intentions of certain people around you and behind you because you can't really pay attention. You dependent on other people to manage other people, but then they may not have the same eye for paying attention to how people's intentions are around you. You know what I'm saying? Or I know that you know, what do you think about, let me ask you another question. What do you think about strong bonds and relationships? Because a lot of people have different management styles. I'm the type of person that's really close to the people that work with me. It seemed like you're the type of person that's close to people that work with you. But then I know other people that say, yo, I don't even really see or pay attention to or interact with people that's close to me because I don't want them to say anything about me negative. What do you think about that?
My dad told me that I need to like start separating like business from like, he just said sometimes I take things personally when it's not personal and it's like business. I will say like I am pretty close with my team. I genuinely think the hardest working YouTube, they're all phenomenal. But it's definitely something I struggle with because I feel like I'm just the type of person, like I wear my heart on my sleeve a little bit. So I just think that, you know, sometimes I should be more careful with that probably.
Somebody got a question. Let me highlight it. I think this is a good question.
Can I say one more thing?
Yeah, go ahead. Say whatever you want to say.
Someone said freaking, sorry, I'm reading the chat. I know I'm not supposed to read the chat. I'm reading the chat. I did. But everyone's like, oh, her manager just tells her what to say. It's like sometimes you get consulting, but there's a very big difference between someone owning you and you asking their opinion. Thank you.
I want to ask this question. AK says, would it be possible to ask her a rough percentage of what the outgoings are to run a successful channel?
What does outgoings mean? Is that
so basically they saying what percentage of the money that you have to bring in? I can kind of answer it, but I'm gonna let you add the context. Basically, she's saying what percentage of the money that you bring in, I guess from an AdSense revenue perspective, do you have to spend towards building up the other channels or building out or to run a successful channel? So if I'm making, you know, YouTube take whatever they cut is, but let's just say take YouTube's cut out of it, whatever you make. Let's say you make out of every $1,000, how much do you think that you got to reallocate towards spending money on a channel? For every $1,000, how much do you think you got to spend in order to continue to build and grow your channel?
Look, I don't know if you want to consult me on this because I just spent everything the first month.
Yeah, Pearl is a bad money manager in that way.
I was like, I'm going all in. I'm a woman, you know what I mean? So
Pearl,
I'm like, no, it'll be fine. It'll work out.
When I talk to Pearl, I'll be like, Pearl, no, you can't do it like that. Because Pearl will say, okay, listen, go all in, spend everything on upgrading stuff, and let's build this thing out, and let's continue to promote, and let's get some more editors and shit like that. So Pearl just be focused on running it. Like she just focused on continuing to keep the momentum. Hey, listen, we got to get this person. Oh, snaps, Andrew Tate. We got an opportunity to get him or whatever, so on and so forth. So Pearl just be building shit. And she just be running shit. Me, I look at the percentages, so it's a little bit different for me. So
yeah, I just was like, I think it's gonna work, and I just went all in. But I will say, I'm in a little different position. Okay, not everyone has a blessing, and it also depends what you're trying to do. Honestly, there's so many YouTubers that just get on the screen, give their monologues. And honestly, that's probably an easier way to go about it than putting on a full show. Oh my gosh, the amount of work it takes to do it. Don't do it. Just sit here and give your monologue and do the Zoom call-ins. Keep your costs low. a lot easier.
But then again, at the same time, people don't understand the YouTube game because I would also say I don't think that live streams are as profitable as pre-recorded shows or pre-recorded content. I think that pre-recorded content is incredibly more profitable. Unless you make a lot of money from super chats, I wouldn't say that live streams. Live streams are a way for the YouTube community in order to get your streaming hours up if you're just trying to get monetized, right? I look at live streaming as, how can I put this? As a way to continue to build engagement with the audience and give visibility to the channel. That's how I look at live streaming. I make way more money from pre-recorded content. And then hopefully people re-stream.
Now here he goes with this narrative. I literally argued with Kevin Samuels about 2 or 3 occasions about this same narrative. Here he goes with this narrative. You can make money off of pre-records now because they have a super thanks button. And if you have a large audience, you can make a decent amount of money off of pre-records. If you have a large audience, a good thumbnail, a hot topic, and you do your SEO and all that other stuff, right? But no, live streaming is where you will make the money. Go ask Kevin Samuels. Have you seen his live streams? You cannot tell me he does not make more off of a live stream than he does pre-records. Okay? Now, pre-records is good to grow your audience. Like me, I'm thinking about doing the matching set. You can do a YouTube short talking about the same topic, right? Let me give y'all some game. You can do a YouTube short. It's a lot of work though. You can do a YouTube short talking about the same topic. You can do a pre-record talking about the same topic. And then you can do a live stream talking about the same topic. And then you can do another pre-recorded YouTube short to advertise that you're going to be doing a show and stuff. And you can utilize your community wall. Okay? So there's other things that you can do, but it is a lot of fucking work. Okay? Jesus peace.
Stream the live stream because then you can add ads in throughout the video. But when I look at a live stream, I don't look at that as a profitable way to a lot of people that live stream don't make a lot of money. I'll put it like that.
Really? Because I found with live stream, CPM is better.
What do you mean? Break it down.
If you look at like what you're paid per 1,000 views on a live stream versus pre-recorded, ours is a lot better. Yeah.
Well, it depends because it depends because if people do a lot of restreaming of your live stream, then it could be a lot more profitable. And it depends on the different type of content that you're talking about, right? So like, for example, my ad revenue is significantly higher on the Millionaire Morning Show because I actually talk about finances and money, which can be a lot more profitable than talking about relationships, right? So, it has a lot more replay value, especially long term, in which people are willing to watch the streams a little bit more or watch the restreams more than the actual live streams themselves. So they're not as profitable during the live streams unless you're making a lot of money during the super chats because you're not getting a lot of ad revenue while the live stream is happening itself. But I don't know, you might have a completely different, way in which you might look at it differently. You may make a lot more money off the actual live stream themselves.
I mean, ideally, I do want to go more to pre-recorded only because I can't deal with this sleep schedule anymore, and you just have to stay up late to do these shows.
Yeah, that's true.
So I do want to go to like pre-recorded shows, but I just know our CPM is better for live streaming than it is for clips. And ours process, and I'm not saying ours is the best. This is just what I thought is I'm I'm a quantity before quality girl.
I know.
My thought is always, I'm going to do it badly until I get good. And my thought is, if my thumbnail people are doing 10 thumbnails a day and yours is doing 1 a day, mine's going to be better than you in a year. That was just my thought. So I was like, why don't I do these live streams and just clip them a million ways, to the point, I think we were posting like 30 times a day at one point.
Mm-hmm. No,
Yeah.
and I mean, and that's beautiful. But see, you also leveraging the live streams in order to get more pre-recorded content though, right?
Yeah. Yeah, but I do think in the future we're gonna go to like more quantity and more quality and less quantity, because I do think we've kind of oversaturated our channel a bit. Where like sometimes we'll get a clip and it's like a super low view. I think our viewers are a little bit annoyed with the quantity. So
I think it's a healthy balance. I think that, but see, these are the conversations that you have to have behind the scenes when you're looking at the analytics and things like that. I think that a lot of people, just to get back to the content or the contracts themselves, a lot of people don't know this. They're not looking at the analytics. They're not studying the data. They're not looking at, how much you're making per video, depending on which, where YouTube slots it from a category perspective. Is it just entertainment? Is it how to? Is it educational? All of these different things. And so we have to sit there behind the scenes, working and understanding the metrics, understanding exactly what the value add for this particular person on this particular, like when I'm building out a show, I will say this, when I'm building out a show, when I'm starting to get traction and I'm starting to, do stuff, because what I usually do is I'll use the main channel and then vet out a specific concept to use the audience in order to leverage that, similar to what we did with the Lapid Network. And then you kind of offshoot it, right? And so it then can possibly, depending on whether or not the audience responds to it or not, it could turn into its own platform, which that's when I then start talking about numbers with people. And that's when I start saying, okay, listen, percentages, this, that, so on and so forth. But the only difference between you and me, I think the biggest difference between you and me is that you let people leverage the equipment and the facilities that you've built, which then that should factor into the additional cost for what it costs to run that person's channel. But you're just giving them 30%, whatever the percentage is of the revenue, but you're not taking into consideration the net revenue, right? It's the gross revenue, which is how much it generates from AdSense or whatever. And then it's the net revenue. The gross revenue is how much it generates. The net revenue is how much it generates after it costs us to do this, this, and this in order to blow it up. And so you just giving them 30% of the revenue. I think that's a bad deal for you. And no fucking way I would ever give them a 6 months out clause if that's the type of deal that they sign. No way.
Yeah. Yeah. That's why I thought it was a good deal.
It's a good deal for them because all they got to do is show up and talk. Think about it. Because I again, and this is, maybe it's just different for me because I've been in business for a long time. If somebody can show up and talk, because listen, if you want to bet on yourself and you want to do your own.
Yeah, he really caping hard to try to be her manager, trying to say I can save you money and stuff like that. He's shitting on her workers that she got in them deals. What's going on, Evron? Ism in the building. Sister George in the building. Good morning. Yeah, he really trying to be her manager. Yeah, I would fire these people because they're taking advantage of you. Whole time she needs them. That's what he's not understanding. If they weren't there working for her, he wouldn't even be talking to her or interested. Just Pearly Things is a collective. It's not just her. He trying real hard to be the manager. Like, damn, okay, I get it. And they're not just showing up and talking. They working. Jesus Christ.
Own channel. Then do it. That's the thing that I don't understand. Why are people complaining about something that nobody has a gun to their head and saying you got to sign? If you just want to show up and talk, that's different. I have people like that. I have people that listen. Anton, I just want to show up on Thursday nights. Anton, I just want to show up on Mondays, or I'll just want to show up on a Friday.
What's going on, McCann?
Recording. I was telling you, I got to record the show last night, and they just show up. They talk for 2 hours, and then they go about their way.
Yeah,
and that's it.
And that's the two different types. Like I was telling you, with the 30/70 deal, like, you know, you kind of have to have the right type of person. Like if you're the type of person that would rather, you know, because I will say, like, in the long run, you're going to make more money doing it on your own. But there's certain type of people that they're never going to figure it out on their own. They're just not, like, it's just not in them. So they'd rather, and a lot of them don't want to. Like, do you want to learn all the equipment? You want to learn titles, thumbnails, edit? Like, it's a lot, and you could just go under someone else. And it's not for everyone.
And that's what I said. A lot of people want to be lazy, so they get taken advantage of. Shout out to Toya in the building. They get taken advantage of. The Manosphere didn't want to go buy no equipment and a microphone, brand themselves and learn the business. That was too much. They just want to show up and talk. Then yes, somebody's going to come in and take advantage of you. I've been said this years ago. And you deserve it. Like, come on now. Common sense.
I just think it's like kind of where you're at in your YouTube journey, because it's like a year ago, if someone offered me a contract like that, I would say no, because I already knew too much. Like I knew all the equipment by then. I knew all the thumbnails, the titles. I had.
Well, people don't want to put thousands of dollars per camera. Yeah. They don't want to spend thousands of dollars on renting out the facility that you then running the cameras through, and all of the electricians and then all of the people that you got to pay, regardless of whether they don't care about that. Nobody cares about that.
Yeah, but I was saying if I was 21 or 22, I was like, I absolutely. It just would have been. I'm like thinking of how much time I've spent the last year. I'm like, I would rather just sign to like something, so I didn't have to do that.
You would never do that.
What?
You would never do that though, because you're not built to. You're not the type of person to not overwork. And so here's the difference, Pearl, and this is the thing that people don't understand. There's a difference between a person that's a go-getter and a person that just wants to work, that wants a job, right? A person that wants a job, they need the 70-30, and I think that's probably being generous, especially not taking out expenses. A person that just wants to be the talent, you want to show up and rap, you want to show up and do a live stream, you want to show up and talk, then do that. A person that's a go-getter, there's very few of us, and that's why it's not that, yeah, you would love to do it. Yeah, I would love to do it too, but the problem is that I can't do it because I know that there's more for me to do, and I love creating content so much, and so I'm not the type of person to just sit there and just wait for somebody to do my shit. I'm the type of person to go out and get it. That's your personality. That's why you wouldn't do it.
I don't know. If I was 21, I might.
I don't think you would do it. I think you would do it.
No, I mean, I might be like thinking of how to do it on my own later, but I don't know. I think if I was 21 or 22 and I didn't have to do all the equipment and editing, I'm like, it took me a long time. I was such a bad editor too, and thumbnail person. That's the other thing. Like, there's two mindsets too. I feel like people have with channels. And I feel like one mindset is I want to learn how to do everything myself and keep my operation small. And the other one is I want to outsource immediately. And for me, I was like, because in my head, I think long term, and I'm like, what's the point of being a good editor if in 10 years I'll probably have an editor? Why don't I just start with that now? And I'm like, what's the point of getting good at thumbnails when I could just hire a thumbnail guy and get him to be good at thumbnails? However, that does deal with a lot of stress from costs. So there's pros and cons.
What's up? What's going on? That's your homegirl right there. I'm gonna read super chats throughout the show, but I just wanted to make sure that I highlighted her because she dope, and so she came on the platform and stuff like that. You know what's so funny? I've never seen you actually charge anybody to like do their platform or anything like that. Why is that? You listen. When we linked up, you drove yourself. You didn't have a driver. You parked on the street. I had to walk you out to make sure that you were safe. You know, you sat there, you kicked it. You know, Rita met you and all of that other type of stuff. My wife, and you was very humble, and you was just like, "Yo, Anton, I'm about to go grind to this other place. You want to go grind with me?" And all of that. You don't have a lot of frills and none of that type of stuff. You just get up, get out, and work.
I think I just like it. I don't know, because I'm just passionate about it. It's fun to me. And with you, I think, have I ever charged anyone? I think I charged someone recently. Oh, there was some show, but I would have had to go to Ohio. I'm like, what's in Ohio? Like, I lived in Ohio for a year. I'm not a fan. But I don't know, because usually the people I collab with, like I want to collab with. Like there's this one guy I'm doing in Vegas where that sounds weird, not like that. You know, I'm going on a show. And I just did it because he seemed cool. I was like, okay, I like his
Shout outs to Jan Man. What's going on, Jan Man? Dropping the huge $5 on the super chat. Hold on. Yes. Jan Man said, Kuda, can this be the last day for Pearl? I'm tired of talking about this ugly white chick. The thing is, man, is that y'all are listening to a bunch of people that don't know what the hell they're talking about. And honestly, I've done a couple of shows on this topic. Not really mad at her, for real. But this is exploiting something in the manosphere that I've been talking about for years. And Jan, man, you've been around. Look how bad and how fucked up the space is getting right now, all because it didn't want to get equipment. Niggas didn't want to work together. Motherfuckers don't know how to use a microphone. Look at how the space is right now. Look at that. She was saying, well, what if you don't want to learn how to use a microphone and all that other stuff? You're going to pay for it. Because these niggas failed to realize that they're YouTubers, they're podcasters, whatever you want to call them. In the manosphere, they use their cell phone for the most part. So, what studio? What? They don't live the same life. Of course, you're going to outwork them because she's going to an actual studio with equipment. Manosphere cursed me out about saying that, you know? Yeah, definitely was right from the jump. Now niggas are getting the advantage taken of them. I said it. I was a little bit off though, but I could have reiterated and say that, you know, you have a lot of independent people that were going to come in before a record label does. So I said a record label will come in, but what they're talking about right now, they're talking about a record label contract. And they're about to sign you all to some weird bang bang YouTube contract that you can't get out of, nor buy yourself out of. And they still have yet to talk about who owns the recordings and the content. They don't even know how the YouTube algorithm works. They're just guessing and telling y'all what worked for them. What worked for them might not work for you or your channel. To a certain degree, the algorithm is set up as what worked for them is definitely not going to work for your channel. And it's not supposed to be that way. It's supposed to be you figuring it out by yourself. They're trying to tell you somebody's better because they blew up faster than you. That don't mean shit. It means what it is. They just blew up faster than you. Doesn't mean you're not going to blow up. These people might not be here and in this position next year. Whereas you might not have a small channel next year. You see what I'm saying? Or next month or tomorrow. So yeah, I definitely was right from the jump. It's not about the mic. That nigga been real quiet lately, hasn't he? Don't it? Don't it? That nigga quiet as hell. Come on, man. Come on, man. You gotta have a bedroom studio. At least.
Show.
Shout out to Jan
I
Man.
interviewed a girl that kind of reminded me of myself, so I was like, oh, I'll see. I feel like I would do well here. And it was the same thing with you. I just liked your channel and I liked your content. So I feel like it's like mutually beneficial because we can both clip it.
Yeah, that's true. You're right. That is true. But I don't know. Like I said, if I'm you, me personally, I'm restructuring that contract completely. I'm doing it to where, listen, we can do it 70-30 and you could just show up, or we can do it. First of all, I'm doing it on a content that on a platform that I own. I'm never gonna let you own the content 100% that I produce after a certain.
Stop right there. There we go. There we go. You got your answer. Oh, I'm super magical with this shit. There we go. What'd he say? There we go. I'm never going to let you 100% own the content that I produce. Thank you. You get up and you walk out. That's what it's about. Fuck your little bullshit deal. Fuck all of that. Who owns the content? Now, again, I'm going to run this back a little bit. Anton has y'all in the trick bag. No, nigga. You can keep the content that you produced. I just need my master recording. You can keep your little bullshit content. I just need my master recording. Who gonna keep the master recording? Let's go back. She finally told the truth. Let's see Pearl's reaction to that. See if she gonna go into that conversation. Cause that's your content with your voice on it. Let's go.
That's true. But I don't know. Like I said, if I'm you, me personally, I'm restructuring that contract completely. I'm doing it to where, listen, we can do it 70-30 and you could just show up, or we can do it. First of all, I'm doing it on a content that on a platform that I own. I'm never gonna let you own the content 100% that I produce after a certain. You said you give them their stuff after 3 years, they can have the content.
Oh, that's one thing. I was like, I thought that was generous, but okay, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I'm saying you giving them 100% of their content, they can have their whole stuff after 3 years. After they use your equipment and your editors and stuff in order to build it up.
My whole team is theirs. It's like my whole team, everyone that I have working.
Never.
Finally, now we got a real conversation going. Now I'm gonna tell you the truth now. Now I'm gonna say, okay, I'm a little bit wrong. Pearl saying that you can own your content back after 3 years. That's actually very generous. That's actually very generous. Look at Anton, shrewd businessman. Never. Look at him. Look at him now. 3 years is actually very generous. You get, if you can get your masters, if she said you can get your masters, not her produced content, if you can get your master's. But look at Anton. He not stupid. He said never. Huh. Let's see, you never know with a Pearly to get your master's after 3 years if she still has it. You're gonna have to fight with her or go to court or something to go get that shit. You got amateurs in her office frying up her laptops and her computers and stuff. Your data might get lost. You still need your damn masters. Yeah, you can keep my little content, but I need a master. Give me my master files so I can put those away. Now we gotta think a little bit different now. She said you can own it after 3 years, but she got King Richards in a 3-year contract. So I guess on his way out, he can get his shit, but I doubt it. Because they only started talking about the recordings like a day or like 2-3 days after I mentioned it. And they're not going to go deep into this conversation. But look at Anton. Never. He's trying to keep it. He's trying to hold on to it because he knows that's where the money is at. Fuck your little bullshit deal. That's where the money is at. Let's go.
Never. I'm never, ever, ever, as a owner and as an employer, I'm never, ever doing that. I'm not built like that. Like, we can partner in it, and I'm gonna own a percentage of it, but you will never use my platform, my content, my lights, everything. But see, in order to remove the problem with that, because it's always gonna be people that say, oh, you know, similar to the record game, oh, they own my masters or they own a percentage of my masters. Instead of we doing that, listen, you
see, Anton, I know you listening. Because y'all been listening and taking content from smaller content creators for years. Nobody was saying that. Y'all just now saying that because I put that on the table. Well, nobody's talking about that. So either he heard that from being over here, or somebody that came over here said that. Nobody was thinking about that. No YouTuber thinks about that. Nobody was thinking about that. Nobody put that out there on the table. And look at how we're showing y'all that, yes, you keep the person's masters. He keeping y'all masters hostage. Shit, the contract he talking about worse than the contract Pearl giving y'all. Well, nobody talking about that but me. Y'all are welcome. And watch, he gonna slip up on this conversation too. Go ahead.
keep your channel. Whatever happens over there happens. And then we're going to have this own separate entity that I own a percentage in, you own a percentage in. Sorry, it's Charleston. Charleston calling on the phone. I'll answer it in a minute. But you have a percentage of it. I have a percentage of it. Hold on one second. Give me 1 second. Let me just answer it.
Okay. All right, I'll talk to the chat. Let's see. Man, this conversation really ain't about shit. Okay, Big O, then don't be here. It's like, you don't have to be in the chat. You don't have to be here. Oh my God.
There might be a collab coming soon, but we'll talk about that in a minute.
Pearl looks like Rude.
Listen, Pearl, don't get involved with that. But no, honestly, from a business perspective, I think that I think you should separate it. I think you should separate the platforms. That way they can't complain about it. They can still have whatever it is that they got going on. And if you want to build something with somebody, then I think you should own it, like own at least 50% of it without giving it back. Because why would you give all of your resources over to somebody and build it up and then they just take it and run with it? And they still can smear your name afterwards. I'm changing that. I'm also adding additional non-disclosure agreements inside of that. I can give you the game on that off the screen. I give you the game on what it is that they can and can't say, because there's certain things they should not be able to talk about, especially with regard to how it is that I operate from a business perspective, what it is that I got going on in my studio, all of the
Didn't and wasn't I the only YouTuber talking about that? I said she probably got an NDA out on Sarah Garvey, and that's what he's talking about. He's trying to stop the Sarah Garvey types. That's why he was talking crazy to Sarah Garvey. Didn't I tell you? I said she probably he probably signed the NDA. Remember I said that? Anton, you watching my show, man? Because everything I say, you turn around in less than 24 hours and make sure you come back every single thing I brought up one by one in order too. Because I know I'm still an angry man's algorithm. Niggas be watching people's show. Not a lot of people be watching people's show and be stealing their shit. Wasn't nobody talking about this for about 2, 3, 4, 5 days. What's going on, Shatera? Yeah, they want to keep the masters. You dig? 38 people in the building. Let's get the likes up. Let's get the subscriptions up. Hit that subscribe button, man. I don't bite, but I might. Let me stop. Hit that subscribe button, man. Make sure to like the channel, share the channel with family and friends. And most importantly, support the channel. Anton, you listen to my show, man? When since y'all start talking about masters and all that other stuff, huh? Niggas don't talk about that shit. Niggas don't know shit about the damn record business. When y'all start talking about that shit? And you're tagged in it. Both of y'all tagged in it, so I know y'all watch everything. Well, people already know me. Shout outs to my brother Mike Matroke. Mike was telling me about a whole bunch of people. He was like, yo, you'd be surprised who's watching you. I know a whole bunch of people that talk about you. I'm like, damn. So certain names then came up. You watch my show, Anton?
Secrets that I use and the sauce that I use in order to do certain production things and whatever like that. They shouldn't be able to talk about that if they're getting paid and compensated and is a partner in what it is that we putting together. And we own this together, jointly together. And then your percentage of what you make comes after our expenses of what it takes, after we agree the expenses it takes in order for you to be able to build this up. And I still think that that's overly generous. You get 50% of whatever it is that you put together. We using my marketing ability. I'm also going to jump on your stuff and rock out with you. You'll also be able to benefit of what it is that we got put together as far as our facilities and everything like that, and our editors and things like that. But there's no way you're going to walk away with 100% after I spent money and I could possibly lose from it and you just benefit from it. No, if you want to do that, then do that on your own channel. You build your own stuff up on your own channel. You already got the inside track. You literally have a front row seat next to me to see how it is that I built my stuff up. Run it. You can duplicate it yourself. That's like me requiring, if I required Elon Musk or Warren Buffett to pay me to study under them and be able to use their facilities in order to build my shit up. That sounds crazy. That sounds insane. I will pay them to go and study under them. I would pay somebody else. Listen, if I got the opportunity If I get the opportunity to do some shit for free, or if I got to pay somebody else in order to get the sauce and get the game on understanding how I can leverage their same strategies to do it for myself, I'm paying them for the.
He not making no sense. They work for her. They're not sitting around watching how she's coming up and shooting cameras and building it herself. They work for her. Of course, if somebody's around me and they're watching everything and taking notes and stuff like that, they need to pay me. Yo, Kuda, why do you point the camera this way? Because the lighting has to hit it this way to light up and illuminate the subject and give off this effect. That's why the light is right here, and that's why the camera lens is right there. Any more questions? She hires them. That's why they're around her. Henry Ford never built a Model T a day in his life. He said, build one. I don't have to build one. I press this button right here, and somebody that knows how to build one that I pay comes out from the back and builds one. Come on, man.
Information.
Well, and you know what? Do you know what I did when I started? Okay, I'll tell you this story. Do you know how I started? Did I tell you this?
Yeah, I know how you started, but go ahead.
So I had a TikTok go viral, and I was working a sales job. I was selling copiers. It was horrible. I hated my life. Oh my gosh, I hated it. And I think I was 22 at the time, and I just felt like I was good at making content. Like I told a story on it, and I was like, I think I'm good at telling stories. I think I could actually do content. So I started planning on how to quit my job. I saved. I moved in with someone from a church, and I lived somewhere for $200 a month. So I saved a year's salary so I could do it. And I'm really lucky because I have like super supportive parents. But I told my parents I'm quitting my job. I'm moving home, and I'm gonna be at the time I was a TikToker. Now it's a YouTuber. And I just started like doing different content that I was interested in. And then and so it's frustrating because a lot of people will come at me, for this, but I worked for free for a year and a half for free, just learning everything. And I don't even ask anyone to do that. The contracts that my people are under are actually, it makes me mad because.
Hold on, y'all. Shout outs to Miss V for the $10 on the Cash App. Hold on. Yes. Thank you, Miss V. Another YouTuber that I know for a fact that's doing it alone and doing it by herself and doing it well, minding her business and running her business by herself. Because sometimes when other people get involved, it don't work the way it needs to work. Hold on. Turn up my hold on. There we go. Turn up my sound just a tad bit. So that's why when people were like, Kuda, why'd you say Just Pearly Things is doing better than Angry Man? Of course she's doing better than Angry Man in a lot of regards. But Angry Man is in a way better position than she is. He's in a way better position than she is. Because he don't have to pay anybody. He doesn't owe. He's still independent. Just Pearly Things is doing better than me, of course, obviously. But I'm in a way better personal position than she is. Should in case something go wrong. And what y'all are not understanding is that y'all don't need these big, wild subscriber numbers and all this other shit to have a successful YouTube channel. Imagine the audience worrying about sub count. For what? What's it to you? Y'all think the more subs on the channel means the better it's better content. Like, y'all are the audience. Stay in the audience. When you go to a damn movie theater, of course, if it's empty, you're gonna be like, damn, ain't nobody in here. But do you go to a movie theater? Do you sit up there and count every single head that's in that theater before you watch the movie? Or do you pay for the ticket and go watch the goddamn movie? Do you go in the theater and be like, hey, man, who in here? Show yourself. What number are you? That too, Ghostman King. Angry Man got that from Player Talk Radio. I used to do my music streams for like an hour. Sometimes 40 minutes, sometimes an hour and 40 something minutes. Because it's Player Talk Radio. You know, Angry Man said, you know, I'm always gonna give the credit to you, Kuda. He said that you helped me out with a lot of stuff. The radio drops, all of that stuff. Where you think that came from? You know? It's a different show. He's in a better position. Boss Talk Radio. Where do you think that came from? So like I said, you know, I've been doing a lot. And you know Ghostman. Ghostman been around for a long time. Not just you. I'm just saying for everybody, you know. I'm the originator of a lot of stuff. Pearly's equipment advice. Where y'all think that came from? I single-handedly also even changed the sound of the Manosphere. Where y'all think that came from?
The numbers that were put out were just false, and it just frustrates me because now people are making fun of the people that like I care about. And you know, I know it's like you're supposed to separate, you know, business, but it's like I do, you know, they work so hard and I'm so thankful to them. And it's just frustrating because when a false number was put out, it hurts them because then it's like they're embarrassed. So
Yeah, I think that it's funny because like I see people in the chat and they say, "Well, Anton, such and such disrespected your name." I don't punch down. I punch up. That's what I'm trying to teach Pearl. Like, don't get involved with all of that. If they talking about you, that they're just giving you free marketing. Like,
yeah.
Don't worry about it. Stay above that shit. Stay focused on the things that you doing. Like they need me for content, and then I use other people in order to continue to do what it is that I do. Right. So you don't worry about that. You let them simp. You let them. You know what I'm saying? Suck dick and cock. See, I'm disrespectful. I get a little bit different. I'm only being nice.
Nah, but it's the truth, Tony. If what I'm saying right now, if what I'm saying right now sounds absurd, just imagine going through it and not being able to tell your story off the simple fact that you're just trying to tell the truth. It's true. Shout out to Ghostman. Ghostman said, do you ever feel like you spread yourself or your channel too thin? Do you believe in focusing on a single aspect and growing from there? I do. But this channel is kind of worldly because I am worldly. You know, one day you'll see me, I'm outside doing a whole bunch of stuff. Then one day you'll see me, I'm somewhere smoking a cigar and talking about something. One day you'll see me, I'm trying a new fruit or food. One day you'll see me, riding around doing a 360 video on a one wheel. One day you'll see me, I'm playing around with a bunch of synthesizers. One day you'll see me, I'm talking about some Manosphere stuff. One day you'll see me, you know, it's just a lot of stuff. And I do need to focus on one topic, but honestly, the channel has been focused around something worldly. So That's what it is. The other channels that I'm building up, they are focused on music too. But every channel has their own setbacks and their own, drawbacks depending on the niche. So this channel actually reaches a bunch of niches. You know what I'm saying? So some people will be over here for the music stuff, but then I end up talking about something and they might not be into it, but then they might be like, oh, okay, I understand that. Or damn, that's kind of crazy. I didn't understand that was going on. And then they kind of, they just stick with me, So yeah, it's a lot going on at this channel, but yeah, it's true. Sticking to one is okay, but they all have their setbacks. I'm seeing every single sector in YouTube talk and have their own setbacks during certain times of the year. Like now, the tech space, people come here for tech advice and tech stuff too. The music tech side of the industry is going through a bit of a patch right now because Nam is coming up this month, So it's a lot of stuff going on, Shout outs to Alpha Omega. Kuda identified the biggest blind spot in the manosphere, which is the equipment. And you can't grow with small, and you can't grow with small if you think about it. That's true. That's true. And that's where the Kuda's curse come from. That's the hugest blind spot that was in here. Ever since I said something about that blind spot, the space has been going south. And I keep talking about it. And people are like, why you keep talking about it? Because it's like all roads lead back to MGTOW. No. Ever since I exposed the space with the whole mic gate and I got reduced to just microphones, y'all wasn't listening to the camera advice. Y'all wasn't listening to the getting the flag or branding or minding your business and building up your skills, and everybody in here getting your damn 10,000 hours out of the way to become formidable podcasters, changing the sound of the space so that you don't have to copyright your sayings or your words. Other people, when they steal from you, they'll know exactly where they got it from, because where have you heard that from? Like Pearly, she should be interested in turning into damn Joe Rogan, but she's on some other shit. Nobody hears me until it's too late. And yes, the space been suffering from that day on. The Kuda's curse is still in effect. People still driving around in their cars. People still doing live streams on their cell phone, pointing it at the ceiling. The space is trash. Why do you think nobody's responding to people here in the space? And stealing. Thievery is the response. Okay, nigga. Well, I ain't gonna talk to you because I got a whole big ass studio here, so it makes no sense getting on your level responding to you, but I'm gonna steal your talking points and make you sound dumb and cry about people stealing your shit. And make money. And these are people that have been here for years asking y'all, should I get a microphone? Nigga, you're done. You're done. Twitch kids got more gear and tech than the manosphere. Game Changer tried to interview the dude that rejected that other girl, and he came on with more gear than Game Changer, sounding better than Game Changer. Game Changer was blotting out using his laptop mic. The manosphere couldn't even do a basic Twitch setup if they want to. If I wanted to get on later on today and have a Fortnite party, the manosphere will be lost. So these niggas ain't geeks and these niggas ain't nigga nerds. They're something else. And on top of that, they're lazy. And they talk to y'all on the same phones and stuff they take and go to the bathroom with. It's not about the mic. He quiet now. Why you quiet, sir? Running through microphones, looking dumb as hell. Big dummy. That's why Fantastic up here caping for Pearly. He would love to be in her studio. He'll get to her studio and be like, well, maybe it is about the mic. It might be about the mics this time. I was wrong. The manosphere rather suffers because someone can't put their ego to the side and use common sense. Shout outs to Miss V. Somebody already grinding and doing it by herself. In hindsight, that Mike shit really fucked the space up. Like, all jokes aside. And there needs to be an honest conversation. But guess what? There's certain people that never show themselves back over here on Player Talk Radio, because before they can get it out their mouth and talk, guess what's going to have to happen? An apology. I would never see and talk to certain people ever again, because before they can fix their mouth to say anything to me, there has to be an apology first. So if y'all want to go down, that's the hill y'all want to die on, go ahead. Y'all gonna realize it's about the mic. Talking about something. It ain't the mics, what is it, of mics and men. It ain't the mic, it's the man. Shut your weird ass up. I don't listen to anybody unless I knew they have it or had it. How can somebody tell you a Ferrari ain't worth getting when you know for a fact they never owned a Ferrari or drove one a day in their life? I don't need a Ferrari. Have you even drove one before to even make that assumption? That's like listening to a virgin nigga, and y'all do this all the time in the manosphere. That's like listening to virgin niggas about getting pussy. Oh, pussy will never change you. Aren't you a virgin? You never been sprung before. Oh, shut up. I'm not listening to you. The dumbest shit I've ever heard. It's like listening to somebody tell you about what, man, never mind. I'm not even going to keep going into it. Y'all get the gist. Yeah, people follow numbers, and it always stands still. The best manosphere and the best channels are the smaller channels. The more a channel grows, for the most part, the more fake people become. I'd rather my channel be comfortable, small. I'd rather be like a Currency type of dude. I'm known, but I can still walk around and go to Walmart and chill. I'd rather be that type of independent artist. Then I can't go nowhere. I can't go to the 7-Eleven and go get something to drink or a beef patty or some shit like that. You know? You say, I'm here with you. I support your narrative. We was there. You're a DJ. You're supposed to talk about microphones and equipment. Yeah, hardware. The manosphere could have paid me money to go certain places and teach young brothers. I did it for free though, and teach young brothers and a lot of people how to upgrade their equipment all over the manosphere. We could have worked together and did more productive panels and figure out how we're gonna get a flag and represent each other, and how we're gonna distinguish ourselves and look and be different from everybody else that's coming in here stealing our stuff. How are we going to transition into Hollywood instead of one of us doing it and being a sacrificial lamb, and then now everybody think that one person is our leader and that one person is getting targeted when there's plenty of us? YouTube owes the manosphere a check because it's making buku money, and in the past they were demonetizing us, deplatforming us, and all kinds of stuff. We're not talking about the shit we need to talk about. And we suffering because of it. So I hope the manosphere on April 1st today feel like a big ass April Fool. Y'all go find It's Not About the Mic. Go talk to him. That nigga looking real stupid right now. Going live with his microphone and his peanut head. How you gonna tell you it's not about the microphone? He uses the microphone now. What happened to your Yeti? I'm gonna keep my Yeti mic. I'm gonna keep my Yeti mic. Fuck out of here. That joint blew up on you, didn't it? It's your dumb ass. Now the whole space stuck in limbo because some big dumbass didn't want to listen. Couple dumbasses didn't want to listen. Yeah, it's supposed to be a variety of listeners. I took it from just manosphere stuff to everyday stuff. Shout outs to Evron. He said I was going ham in the chat. Chat JPT, cool to laugh out loud. Pull up the comment screen. It reflects him being triggered. Man, I'm telling y'all. I'm telling y'all. You good, Miss V? That's how it's supposed to go. You get a little starter mic. Learn a little bit. See how you sound. It'll change the direction of your channel. You know? It's not about the mic. That nigga caping like shit. He want one of them Pearly contracts. Yeah, nigga still Borging out after all of these years. Borgin Freeman. What's going on, Andre? Forgive me, Miss Pearl, Mr. Fantastic. Oh, man. Right. How you not turn your camera on for 7 years? Right, definitely. I don't give a damn about the slow progress. I'll take this. Look, slow progress better than no progress. You dig? What's going on, Gabe? I'll take the slow progress. I don't give a damn. Shout outs to my bro in the building, Rod of God. What's going on? Shout outs to everybody coming through. Good morning. Tech is Fashion in the building. Good morning. Yeah, arguing flat earth but never been on a plane. I'd rather take that advice from somebody that I know that has the shit or has had the shit. That little adjustment that we could have took has set the space back so much. If we were focused on other stuff other than women and all that other shit, which is minding our business, getting our business together, working with each other as brothers, it would have been out of here. O'Shea don't even put on LAR Movement, Brain Trust, and all them other cats more than he put on for Pearly. Why is he doing 50 shows about Pearly now? He got to drown out the last 80 shows he did about Pearly, crowning her the leader of the space. Now looking stupid because Obsidian's on her side, Angry Man's indifferent, and you trying to end her career. And nobody's listening to you. Antar didn't say anything about O'Shea. Pearly don't even care about O'Shea. Nobody talking about it. Or him. And then he wondering why Lapeef stealing his shit, the Rumble and shit. And why he don't have that influence with the greater world. He only has that influence here. And he's losing it because new people are coming in, taking over. I like O'Shea, but bruh, the fuck? Shit crazy. Yeah, the numbers do bring fame, especially some of the topics we cover, Ms. V. You're right about that. That's why sometimes you gotta go somewhere, disappear, and get everything right. Trust me, I know. Yeah, it's about ego and YouTube politics. That's why a lot of people got mad at O'Shea. His ego gets the best of him. He wasn't talking about contracts. Anton ain't talking about no contracts. They were talking about he trying to do damage control for Pearly. You said, Kuda, now you're making RBR's argument. I was making it back in the day. There's a guy. We're gonna go back to this, but I keep this tab on my page open all the time. There's this guy named Nathan Theodore that did a hit piece on me and RBR back in the day. And Theodore, if you're listening, yes, it stands. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this article. Look at this article. Look at this article on me and RBR. Look at this article. I make this. Look at this article. I've been using all these mics that y'all see me use 2-3 years ago. Everybody using them now. Look at this. Are DJ Kuda and RBR onto something? Right? Oh, he recently updated. Oh, no, updated February 21st. Okay. Look at this. Are DJ Kuda and RBR Network onto something? Content creators like RBR and DJ Kuda could also be onto something. By this, I mean both creators have spoken at length about improvements many content creators in the Black manosphere could make into their productions, which could possibly lead to theirs or a sector of YouTube becoming more popular and quite possibly leading to greater and substantial monetization. These creators arrive at their conclusions from almost exclusively different perspectives, but reach the same conclusions about the potential for the monetization in this sector, as well as the possibility for it to achieve significantly greater popularity. Black YouTubers and manosphere. To RBR's to start with RBR's position. Hold on, y'all. I got sunflower seeds in my mouth, by the way. The manosphere is only receiving a minute, a minute percentage of YouTube advertising and funding, and thus should craft itself to better attract a much higher percent of the Black YouTubers subscribership, who he believes currently avoid the manosphere. The basis of his argument is the manosphere is full of ridiculousness and negativity, which will naturally deter the everyday average Black YouTube subscriber who not looking negativity and insults. I don't know how he wrote this shit, but shout outs to the brother. Because like I said, people not going to take you seriously if you don't got somewhat of a nice little setup. DJ Kuda conversely highlights the need for content creators to invest and increase the quality of their production equipment. He stresses the importance of preparation and using high quality equipment for podcasting. DJ Kuda was controversially and harshly criticized by other content creators in the manosphere for his comments. From my perspective, I notice I tend to prefer and listen longer to content with better sound and video quality. Yes, because there's a such thing as listening fatigue. I've noticed and prefer to listen to longer content with better sound and video quality. I also tend to listen longer to content that appears that effort was put into crafting agenda or script with the intention of delivering some aspect of useful information content. Information content. I don't know how he wrote this, but shout outs to him. Maybe he did text to speech. I additionally submit if a content creator is willing to invest more or more in preparation and development in equipment, there will be an increase in the seriousness and creativity they put in the execution of delivering content. Obviously, right? In future posts, I will touch on two content creators as I see the perfect case studies for this discussion: Kevin Samuels and Donovan Sharp. Are DJ Kuda and RBR onto something? There we go. There we go. So if he's still around, yes. Your space has suffered ever since that day. There we go. Right. Right. Yeah, it's not necessarily bad. It's just a lot of people that got it don't know what they're doing with it. What's going on, P? Philly Vision, what's going on? Raj, what's going on? Yeah, Jason Black did do a number on the manosphere. Yeah, if AM can get on Just Pearly Things, that's a cool look. Oh, come on, y'all. Let's keep it 100. Y'all know who been putting this out there. I don't give a damn about taking the long and the scenic route. All right, let's get back into it.
Because Pearl is here. But I get disrespectful a little bit, but I don't.
Well,
You know what I'm saying? Like, what do you care? Let them think. The only reason you care is because you like people and you liked to work with certain people.
No, I only care when it like affects, because I feel like I sign up for this in a way, like everyone that works here in a way does, but there's like certain people that are like even behind the camera don't want to be on screen that have been affected and like called things, and it's just I don't know, it's just frustrating because it's like they're coming after me, but they're doing it through people around me.
They've been doing that. I've seen people get Auntie Jenny on the panel a long time ago, way before this ever played out. And they tried to get her to turn against you. Way before all of this selective outrage. They've been doing that. I know you seen it. So what you don't understand is that you trying to be nice to people is not going to stop them for trying to take you down. So keep it moving. Work. You work on refining your business, learn from this situation, change that contract up to actually be more reflective of what it is that I'm teaching you, and stop letting people determine what your path is going to be, because they never determined what your path was going to be in the first place. And so you keep working. I ain't seen you lose one subscriber. Keep working.
Yeah, I know.
How you feel?
I feel good. I think I feel good. I think things are gonna fall into place. I also am really excited about some of the projects I have coming up. I'm doing a documentary on the court system out here, and I'm actually really excited.
In London?
I've been spending. Yeah, it's really bad out here. I've learned. Yeah, it's actually messed up.
I think you should keep doing exactly what you're doing. And the people that's been rocking what you're gonna rock with you, and the people that don't rock with you, they gonna watch anyway.
Yeah, that's true.
They gonna watch anyway. It's just as many people. I call it the Mayweather effect. Just as many people watched to see Mayweather lose as they watched to see him win, but they watched, and that's what's important. We're not here to make friends. We here to win. You competitive. You know what you do. You're a sports player. You know what it's like. Push through that shit. You got it. You good. Anything else you wanna leave with the people? Because I don't want to give them. Well, first of all, we can't go into details too much because we don't want to reveal other people's compensation and pay. But the second thing is, we just wanted to give y'all some general information, I guess, based off of how we see things, even on an individual level, from a business perspective, and how the numbers and the money work differently than people think that it does. Because I think that people have a gross misunderstanding of what YouTubers is really making.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, a lot of people want 100% of nothing rather than 30% of something. And
then let them have 100% of nothing, and then roll with the people that actually want 30% of something.
Mm-hmm.
But make them also. Well, I know you too nice, so you're not gonna make them actually incur the cost, the expenses that go along with it. At the very least, Pearl, don't let them just own all of the content. If they want to do it separately versus just doing, if they want to have their own separate channel, separate from what y'all are doing, then that's different. But if you gonna work with them and they gonna use your shit, I think you should partner with them.
You see, all this whole time, y'all been talking about this. They be over here listening to our shows. Both of them probably in here right now. They wasn't talking about who owns the content. So I hope some people from the audience did go somewhere and run their mouth and start talking about some who owns the content, because wasn't nobody talking about who owns the content. YouTubers aren't smart enough to ask that question. Because this is not a YouTube contract. It's a recording contract. You hire people, Pearl, if it's going to be a YouTube contract, then you hire them to help you edit. Hire them to help you do domestic stuff. But Anton, you over here, y'all wasn't talking like this. What's going on, Let's Troll? Y'all niggas was not talking about no goddamn recording contract because y'all don't know what the hell y'all talking about when it comes down to recording contract. I was the only person on YouTube talking about that shit. Because nobody would think it's a recording contract until somebody actually broke it down and be like, hey, that's a recording contract. I talked about this 2 years ago before both of y'all even had a big channel and thought about signing anything or anybody. I just should have factored in certain people were going to be smart and say, hey, you know what? I'm going to run my own channel. But a YouTuber signed to another YouTuber? Shit. What's going on, Curlin? My brother Curlin in the building. Let me know. We can do a video game stream or we can do another NPC music live stream. I'm about to sit down and relax. He's giving her a pep-like talk because he wants to be her manager, and she's not going to let that happen. He would turn her business all upside down if he was to be over there. And then the crazy thing is that you got people turning on Anton, which is fucked up, over on his own show. I heard the Jay Prince dude. I don't know the guy. He looked like Marshawn Lynch. Oh, hell yeah, Curlin. Yeah, let's do some lives then. Hell yeah. I got my NPC right here. But yeah, man, like, y'all niggas need to cut it, man. Y'all wasn't talking about no record deals. Y'all wasn't talking about none of that. Don't fake try to talk about it now. Who gets to keep the actual recording? Who owns the masters? Okay, well, if you have the master recording in that 3 years while you own my masters, I get royalties from that master recording. They don't want to talk about royalties. They don't want to talk about points. They don't want to talk about if you can buy yourself out of a contract. So do a little bit more homework, Anton, or take a little bit more of my talking points, but speak a little bit more eloquently about this shit because you're going to have to know what you're talking about. Because I like Anton. I respect him. But don't be over here stealing people's shit and then acting like you that's what you're not, because nobody, nor you, nor Pearl, nor anybody else that was talking about this situation was talking about no goddamn recording. The last person to think that they're recording something is a YouTuber. Y'all got in the contract you were talking about, Anton, that shit weak as fuck too. The music industry is changing. I had to know about all of this stuff because I'm a producer. When I was an artist, I did know about a lot of. Actually, one of the guys that was in my group is in the chat right now. P, tell the truth. When we were younger and we were naive and we didn't know, and we used to go down to the studio and stuff like that. Remember, we would have to bring a jump drive or some type of a jump drive or a flash drive or SD card or something with us. Remember that? Because motherfuckers will go to the studio and record. Remember, Joe used to always bring his? Motherfucker used to go to the studio and record, and guess what? You would leave the studio, and guess where all your masters and your recordings is at? At that fucking studio. So if that studio didn't record your shit good and you like, man, I kind of don't like how they did it. There's certain aspects of the song I like, but I wouldn't go back and do business with that studio. You could take that master recording and go to another studio and get them to clean it up, add some stuff onto it and get it published. Because you own all your masters. It's not sitting on the hard drive somewhere where you're never going to go ever again. We had to learn that shit a minute ago. I had to learn what an EPK is. I wouldn't. The record labels ain't even looking at people that don't know what the fuck an electronic press kit is. So hell no, I'm about to listen to no weird ass YouTuber that don't know shit try to tell me about no goddamn masters and who owns the masters and all this other shit. As a beat maker, I got to learn that so I don't get finesse out of a license or a beat or getting credits or my points or credits if a song blows up. So that's the only way where this advice could come from a DJ or a rapper or artist or anybody that's been around the industry. And they'll finesse you too because there isn't another distributor. There's not another distributor, and there's not another company in the mix like ASCAP or BMI monitoring shit and going out there and working to get you your money. Hey, they played your song 50,000 times in China. Here's your 10 cents. Nigga, that's your 10 cents. Give my 10 cents, nigga.
And don't let them take that shit afterwards. That's crazy to me.
I mean, I'm still learning. It's my first year successfully doing a business, so I'm sure I'll learn. I'll get better.
Yeah, you figure it out. And you're going to keep running that bag up. You're going to be incredibly successful, and you'll do well. And then hopefully you'll get some sleep and stop making videos about how miserable you are from a health perspective because you went to the doctor and he said you need to slow your ass down. Don't let these people kill you.
No, I won't.
Don't let these people kill you. All right. All right, Pearl, I'm about to let you go. Go get some sleep because it's like 10:30 that over there.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much, Anton.
All right. Let me know if you need me.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye. Let me read some of these super chats. Let's get it popping. Together in Thought says, just finished watching Pro interview on the Patreon. This is great. Yeah, it's a dope interview inside of the Patreon with Pro. She dropped a lot of gems in there. So shout out to the Bag Chasers. I'm dropping a new video inside of the Patreon tomorrow, Sunday. Because this was just a pop-up. This was impromptu. So it kind of, we decided to do this last minute. So I was working on some stuff. Pro, come to the D, interview people on reparations. We working. Don't worry about what we got going on. Well, I got something for my Bag Chasers. Matt Kinsey says, trying to save Pro from herself. I see opportunity. She don't need to be saved. She already doing what it is that she gonna do anyway. She just need to be coached and she need to be the edges need to be smoothed out from a business perspective, but we'll get there. Let's do that, Ton. What you looking for, Pearl? My girl Q is in the building, says hit that like button, y'all, or the dislike button. I'm with it either way. It's free. Sign me up for a contract, Anton. I'll take 10%. Q already make a bunch of money. Q, you already on the team. You know what's happening. You know we run them checks up. We don't fuck around over here. Candor X says Anton's PR services, this guy and his followers are lame as fuck. Thank you for your fireball too. This girl doesn't know anything. She's just a paycheck. A paycheck to who? You don't even have an avatar. And you just gave me $5. Thanks, fuck boy. A says, what up, OG? Much love for sticking by Pearl. I mean, that's my homegirl. So, we have conversations offline. We don't trip off that. Life of Devontae says, any advice on growing the monologue style channel? Is the niche idea really necessary, or should someone try multiple ideas? Follow the views. Never follow the views. Make sure you got good thumbnails. Make sure that you, I think that your audience will find you. You got to remember, y'all, that it's over 8.5, almost 9 billion people on this earth. You don't have to start to try to tap into the same.
I'm going to give y'all some game worth paying for. With YouTube, it's not about the views, not about the mic. It's not about the views. It's about watch time. YouTube don't care how much people view your shit. What they're looking at is the watch time. How long can you hold an audience? How long can you retain an audience? So as a small channel, a super small channel, why do you think I could do long live streams? Why do you think I said, hey, damn, I can actually hold more than a classroom full of people for 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 hours if I wanted to. Why do you think I know that? Why do you think I do that? Why do you think I can hold a classroom full of people for 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 hours? What are you practicing for, Kuda? Well, first of all, instead of talking about getting 10,000 hours, I don't talk. Even though I'm talking now, I do. Got you so messed up when I'm talking? You think I'm just talking and I'm actually doing it. Spin around. That's a spin around for your ass, right? How you going to get your 10,000 hours out the way? Talking to y'all about 10,000 hours? Or actually getting the 10,000 hours out the way? I looked on my thing. It said I did over 10,000 live streams on this channel alone. I'm not about to fucking destroy myself on the way to success. By the time success finds me, all I got to do is sit back and relax. Yes, Ms. V. Yes, the gift of gab. Because, see, this is the thing they don't get, Ms. V. Some people are born with it, but legends can attain it. Legends can turn it into a skill and be better than somebody that's born with it. Because somebody that's born with it might not look at it as a gift. That's why it's a gift of gab. Look at how you niggas feel bent out of shape when a woman say, oh my God, your nose. Oh my God, you're short. Oh my God, you're skinny. Oh my God, you're... As if you earned being short. As if you earned being skinny. Some of us do, but you have metabolism, right? It's genetics. Did she work for her beauty? So she might not take it as seriously because she didn't work for it. And this is why being born with certain things, whether it's good, bad, or wrong, it's a curse. But this is why you work every single day, so you develop an understanding of it. And then what would have been your biggest downfall will be your biggest come up. You said Pearly reached out to Sexy Red TV alone to make peace with her. But after a week, she went against Sexy Red went against Pearly again. Well, hey. She got to keep that check coming in too, right? Y'all seen what happened to me? Y'all seen what happened to me? And people that I help out, they turn against me. So what's a friendship to some people, you know? It fucked me up too, y'all. What's a friendship worth nowadays, man? It's 2023. Fuck a friend. I got the internet. I can be whoever I want on this thing. Shit, but you become an adult. Fuck a friend. What's the price of a friendship when you become an adult and you got to pay weird ass bills like Netflix and car insurance and shit? Motherfuckers will cash you in a heartbeat. How much zeros on that? What? Okay. Look at how much people cash Kevin Samuels in for the Kevin Samuels stimulus check. That nigga, he gone and the stimulus check is still going around with him on it. Shit crazy, man. That is so true. That's exactly what I'm saying. Took it right out of my mouth. Thank you, UFO. Very smart brother right there. I couldn't word it any better. Natural advantages become a disability if not understood and used properly, right? The man that's blind and the man that can read but doesn't. If you a man that can read but don't read, you hold no advantage over a guy that can't read. You know? Oh, my nose. You said, and she plays it well. Pasty fade and big sweaters. Well, she plays the plain Jane, you know. And somebody said she's sick. I hope she's not. And this YouTube shit will drive you into an early grave. They don't got insurance policies on YouTubers. All this been making me feel pro bliggity again, right? Money World. You said, I wonder if Old Pearl was a black woman, would these folks come and cape for her? Hell no. They stressed out Ayanna Van Zant. Sisters was taking turn finishing her off. Black women killed Ayanna Van Zant. She said, fuck it. I'm gonna leave. They stressed out April Mason. Who's the other one? The light-skinned girl. I forgot the other girl. The light-skinned girl that turned on niggas too. I forgot her name. It'll come back to me. They stressed all of them out. But see, what's going on right now is the sisters want their turn on pearly things. So this is why Anton was running around the internet apologizing and getting pressed out by Six the Goddess. Hold on, I'll throw that on. Not Courtney Michelle. Is it Rebecca Lynn Pope? I think it's Rebecca Lynn Pope. I can see people's face, but I'm bad with. Hold on. Is it Rebecca Lynn Pope? Yeah, Rebecca Lynn Pope. Rebecca Lynn Pope. Yeah, Raj. Rebecca. The sisters want they want their praises. So they're running around saying, "Oh, y'all selling us out for the white girl." That's what they wanted. So that's what Sexy Red and a lot of women in the spaces are interested in. To see if dudes are going to sell them out for a white woman. And Obsidian obliged. Because he trying to get one of them pearly contracts. He trying to get her over to the show. He trying to get her to speak at the Manosphere meetup. So he knows why he's doing what he's doing. But look at how he probably put his relationship with O'Shea on thin ice. He keeping something going that his friend is trying to sabotage. O'Shea learning right now that he don't control nothing. He can't ban pearly things from the Manosphere where she got more influence than him. Some of y'all will laugh if O'Shea told you to jump over this watermelon. If Pearl tells niggas to jump over the watermelon in the Manosphere, they're going to jump over the watermelon. No ifs, ands, or butt cheeks. O'Shea don't have no pull. Even I can look at that situation and be like, damn, that's fucked up. Ain't this your Manosphere? But then again, ain't it your Manosphere? Why was DJ Kuda getting talked shit about and helping people, even you, because you copied off of me too? Why was I in your Manosphere talking to young brothers and helping out young brothers and helping them out with tech when you were on an ego trip? Where your ass was at? Why did black boys and young men and older men that were a part of your Manosphere that get up and go live almost every day and work their ass off had to sit up there and watch you say that pearly girl outworks them? And they didn't study the business. When prior to that, you weren't putting Kevin on the Summer Jam stream. Kevin had to make it on his own And then you started saying, hey, I remember I was putting you on a Summer Jam stream back in the day. Yeah, but he was a completely different Kevin back then. And he barely got on that Summer Jam screen. Because people were off and on. When O'Shea was beefing with Angry Man and Kevin used to sit over there and do shows with Angry Man and sit in his chat. What do you think was going on? What do you think was going on at the time? When Kevin and Ramil were doing shows together. Nobody remembers none of this. When Kevin did the same thing Anton did right now today, lying just to eliminate competition, and was arguing with me about pre-records and live streams. Who you think Pearly Things got her equipment advice from by proxy? Fucking Kevin was smart as shit. I should have charged for that fucking advice. And I may come off as I'm mad. I'm actually not mad. It's a trip. I'm not mad, y'all. It's a trip. Water seeps its own level, bro. I'm gonna float to the top anyway. See y'all at the top. Shit. I don't give a damn. Just keep working. If I'm sitting up here mad about something, that means I'm not paying attention to what I'm doing. And I can't afford not to pay attention to what I'm doing. So let's let this play out real quick. And we're going to watch. Yeah, I'll let you guys come up. Put in my headphones. We're going to watch Anton, his interaction with Six the Goddess. Because that was a bit cringe. All right, let's go.
Audience as everybody else. I know a lot of different people that do a lot of different things and they make a lot of money. You just gonna have to figure out how to find your audience and be unique, not necessarily unique to the same audience as everybody else. And you got to put the work in. Most people is just not willing to put the work in, and so we don't worry about what everybody else is doing. We just keep working. Khalil's Racing says facts about just want to show up and work. That's what a lot of people do. They don't want to invest in the equipment. They don't want to understand the costs that go along with it. Because if you really broke down the cost, they'll realize that they actually not making no money, but that's a whole nother conversation. Black Rampage 2 says Anton knows Pearl.
I've fought for dudes like this to come in here and start running around talking about something if they don't want to invest in equipment. Are you fucking kidding me? Why is Fantastic quiet? Why don't he have the conversation about investing in equipment? This is why they want new people to come into the manosphere. So the older guys that's been here and that was fucking up and was on some fuck shit and was simping and doing all kinds of shit, their history just gets erased. Their history just gets I never done that a day in my life. And then you got 1, 2, or 3 people in the chat that's not scared of people and be like, no, that's not true. I remember that story when you did this and you were doing this and you said this and now, you know. When I'm wrong about something, I'll sit up there and tell you that I'm wrong. It's like that Hindu proverb. You sitting up there trying to hate on somebody or hold on to the hate or not admit something and stuff like that. It's like holding a hot piece of coal in your hand, burning your damn hand up. Well, you could have just simply just let it go. Don't throw it. Just let it go. Damn, you know what? I was wrong. Maybe Kuda was right about the equipment thing. That don't mean you got to be my friend. That don't mean we got to talk. That don't mean I'm your friend all of a sudden. It's just that, damn, I kind of was goofy. I was wrong. Y'all let goofy people lead the space. And honestly, when I was a shooter and was cool with a lot of people and defending a lot of people and stuff like that, I myself didn't realize how goofy I looked standing beside certain other goofy people. It was in hindsight when I was like, damn. So now when is this talking point going to get popular? The Manosphere needs equipment. Anton came in, took all y'all jobs, and the Lapeef and all them niggas got microphones and stuff like that. Still don't know what they're doing, but at least they came in with microphones. Well, you got veteran Manosphereans here still having problems. Let's see when this talking point gonna take off. Is it not gonna take off? Y'all still gonna destroy yourselves in spite of saying, damn, Kuda wasn't right. Instead of just apologizing, getting over your ego, and stop holding the hate and smear campaign against me, and realize that, damn, he was kind of 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 years ahead of us. I should just do a whole marathon when I go back to my boy X. Go right back to a show, and we should restream. It's not about the mic. We should restream of mics and men. And look at how dumb people was back then and now. Guess that mic gate aged really well, didn't it? Like a fine bottle of wine, huh? That mic gate aged really well, huh? Damn, y'all thought I was a joke until y'all realized joke's on you. And guess what? I don't got to worry about getting that shit. I already got that shit. By the time success finds me, I'm already going to have my ducks in a row. Ain't nobody about to swindle me with no studio. Ain't nobody about to swindle me out of I could get you equipment and a new laptop and all that stuff. No, I worked my ass off and earned that shit. And in the midst of me working my ass off here and punching the clock, fuck yeah. Because in hindsight, I don't got to worry about this shit. I run my own business. And the shit about to start getting better because y'all should see what I got in store for y'all this spring and summertime. So keep listening to niggas doing car videos and shit like that, risking their lives, and people talking to you with Burger King headphones on and shit. Not worried and focused on their equipment and stuff like that, and want to get on here and talk about women all day. Give me 1 second, y'all. I'm gonna finish these damn sunflower seeds.
Better than she know herself. I love y'all. Thank y'all for the super chat. Sexy Red TV, shout out to you. Says smile with the smiling face with the halo. Let me see what else we got going over here. Tom Brokaw's in the building, says Apple pays only 6% of the revenue to staff. Candor X with another 5 ball says Anton PR services on point though. Imagine trying to defend someone who literally doesn't know anything. It's clear he's leading her in a direction that's sad. If I'm leading her, then don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, baby girl. Don't worry about it, baby girl. We got this over here. Listen.
He would have said, then she would have been paying me. Anton trying to get hired by Just Pearly Things. He trying to get that Candace Owens plug. He tried to be in a room with Candace, wearing his flyest outfit. Bring out the Rolls Royce tonight. Come on, man.
And it's chestnut checkers. It's chestnut checkers. Y'all over there talking cash shit. Broke as fuck though. If Sarah is watching, I bet he's crying. Oh, but Sarah didn't came up. I heard he got like 100,000 subscribers now. He didn't came up off his Pearl video. I'm sure he gonna make a bunch more Pearl videos. That's the meal ticket right there. AWOL says no compete clause, non-disclosure agreement, pay them a salary. They don't want to talk about that. They so busy watching our pockets that they don't even understand what's going on with their pockets. Q says she'll punch down. Fuck them haters. That's because you my shooter. And I love my shooters, especially the woman ones. Q is like Black Widow. K Combs 12 says, what doesn't kill you make you stronger? Yeah, Pearl will be fine. She got a good group of people that's around her. The Average Bro says, get ready, Pearly. The Average Bro is coming soon. T. Khalil, and shout out to you for the fat ball. T. Khalil says, she doesn't sound like a racist. What's the fuss? You know, people gonna be, that's black people. They just get outraged at anything. We don't worry about it. What they gonna do? What they gonna do? The outragers is gonna be outraged, and the people that's ready to get this money and grind, they're gonna get this money and grind straight up. At today says, I will work for Anton for free, and those are the type of people that I'm looking for, because then you are the type of person that get that bag. You know what I'm saying? Me University says, the more successful, the more stressful. The more I transform to Gordon Gekko, Jay-Z. Listen, if you know, you know. We'll just leave it at that. If you know, you know. Shout out to everybody that tuned into the live stream. My people eating. They making money. They being successful. I think that Pearl is going to be just fine. And we going to do what we do over here at the Bag Chasers. So listen, I love you. I appreciate you. Let me look at Chris Jones. Chris Jones says, Anton, you don't care about the black community. All you care about is money. That's all I hear from your live streams about you having money. You're rich already. What you doing? Putting money in other people's pocket. How many people you employing? How many people you got on payroll? How many people you got a job? How many people you giving an opportunity? How many families you feeding? How many young men are you putting through college? Because I can count literally tens, maybe over 100 people that's eating off me right now. Tens, maybe even over 100 people that's eating off me right now. If I don't care about the black community, then why did I marry a black woman? Why am I still married to a black woman? Why did I stay in Detroit and move further into my community instead of outside of my community so I can continue to do the work that I've been doing? Why do I put black men through college? Why do I have a 100% black payroll? See, a lot of people can say a lot of things. A lot of people can say a lot of things. Very few people is living it. So when you see all of these different people that's just talking it, but very few people can actually say it, it's a difference. Very few people can actually say, like, very few people can live it. So it's a lot of people that say that they pro-black, but just ask them, what do they actually do for the black community? And have they married their baby mamas? Have they married their baby mamas? Anybody can say what they like. Anybody can get on the internet, on YouTube and say a bunch of goofy stuff. Very few people can actually whose lives is actually a reflection of the thing that they're trying to get you to do. Listen. Think about it like this. If people are so pro-black, then why do they go against the person that the one person, listen, very few people on this whole black YouTube thing is actually even married to a black woman. That's the baseline. That's the basics. That's ground zero. Y'all don't even know how to keep money within y'all communities. Y'all.
All right, so you know what? This is what I'm gonna do. Because we're 3 hours in, and I want to keep this show digestible. And there's some shows going on today. I didn't know. Is Red Supreme beefing with the Angry Man over the Just Pearly Things thing? I see he got a show coming up. I see Ramil is live right now. I might want to get on that panel real quick. I'm about to set up this NPC show we're about to do. And we got some more Anton Daniel shows to do because I didn't see this. This is probably why he felt some type of way about Six the Goddess. Look at this. She looked completely different here. This is why I tell y'all, get some real cameras. Because when you get a real camera, you'll see how somebody really look without the makeup and shit like that. So she said he has a savior complex. He did an interview with her. Look at this. Wow, real quick. They lost their friendship. Look at this.
Jail, when you're on camera telling the man to get away from you and back away from you, and this is during COVID, and he get this close in your face.
But the point
you are within your right to remove that person out. I'm not saying you had to knock him out, but
so that's
if you would have laid a finger on him like this, your ass would have been in jail. Even though it was.
But my point is that I'm more powerful when I'm thinking through the scenario, because the thing that I'm focused on is at the results. I'm not focused on the current situation. And I think that we as people often focus on how we need to react to the current situation instead of being proactive with what it is that we're doing in order to get to the results that we got to.
I think we're good.
He had no bearing. He had no impact or influence or anything on what it is that I was going to be doing the minute that he got out of my presence.
Did he go to jail? Did he get arrested for stalking and harassing and attacking you?
Maybe.
Absolutely not.
So yeah, we got a lot of stuff to cover today. All right. We got a lot of stuff to cover today. So give me about an hour or two. We're going to be back and we're going to have a panel. We're going to have a panel, but it's a lot of, that's all. I want to go check that out, Young Jay. It's a lot of stuff going on right now. So we're going to have an after party here today. Nighttime, my time, afternoon, y'all time. All right. All right. It's Player Talk Radio. Just Player Talk Tings. All right. Meet me there. Matter of fact, beat me there. It's Player Talk. Shout outs to everybody that supported today's show. Definitely going to have another show today. All right. So we about to kick it. New details about to drop. And is Red Supreme beefing with the Angry Man? Damn. This Civil War about to run deep. Let's go. It's Player Talk. Let's get it. Let's go.